just the intro because that's going to be choppy because I have to remove all that.
Oh, whatever. Welcome back to you.
And me.
Board Gaming. And this is our board gaming collection video. I'm going to show you what we have in our collection.
We did this last year for 2020, and it's grown times 3. It's in view now.
It's grown slightly, yeah. Just a teeny tiny bit. Just a wee bit.
That you can't even keep them off frame now. So
yeah,
go check out last year's video. Boom. And we're gonna go through it today. So we got categories like last time.
Oh boy.
Got them all grouped.
Do we ever have categories?
Got them all grouped in categories.
I think we have new categories because we had so many more games now.
Yep.
So anyway, what category are we going to start with first?
Okay, so I'm going to name off the categories we got. We got party games, the classics, Monopoly/Opoly, Operation, game mashups, Funko games, Jenga, memory match, Clue, Trouble/Sorry, and miscellaneous. So miscellaneous is just games that didn't have a category. And the classics is just everybody knows those games. They've been around for a while. Mm-hmm. Then we got the card games and dice games on the table along with Uno. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, what are we going to start with first?
All right. Guess we'll go down the line here. We're going to end with Monopoly because there's like a huge top tower over here. So that'll be like...
The stack for Monopoly is literally over our heads.
Yeah.
We have a tower of Monopoly games. It's unreal.
Feet tall of Monopoly games.
It's at least probably about 5.
It's one box over me. So.
It's ginormous. That's huge.
So we're gonna end it off with there.
That's the grand finale, the Monopoly and Opoly stack. So let's just start off with something. I guess. What?
But we've done videos on all these games. There's a few that we haven't, so we're gonna put up the videos. If there's anyone that interests you, you can go back and check it. And some of them are upcoming on the channel for holiday specials and ones we haven't got around to. So if there's one that interests you that we haven't done, leave it down in the comments and we'll get around to it faster for you. Okay. So we're going to start with the classics.
Oh, okay.
So everybody knows here.
The classic dice game Yahtzee. This is our version of it is one of the newer versions, or I think it's one of the newer versions.
Yeah, I missed the blue cup. I don't really like it.
Because it doesn't have that classic red or blue cup it came with. It's got this little puck cup. But the gameplay is still the same. You know, it's getting the doubles and the triples and the 4 kinds and all that. So, and it's in a sleeker, thinner box because of the pucks cup instead of the massive thick box they used to have because the big cup was so huge.
Yeah.
So it's in a sleeker box. But yeah, classic shake, score, and shout game. Yahtzee.
So we got a lot to go through here, so I'm going to try to limit as much as we say here. But some of these games do deserve it because they're so fun and unique. But
yeah.
And some of them
this is a classic.
Don't need
not necessarily like a classic as far as like, you know, a classic game like Yahtzee has been around for a long time, but this is a classic to the channel, more or less. This is none other than Uncle Wiggily. This is obviously this is a classic. It's got the old artwork and everything. When did this game actually come out?
I think it mentioned like 60s.
Yeah,
I think I might be wrong.
60s, I think. Yeah.
It's like a Goose Game style game. Hey, Fatal, welcome in. How's it going? Lawn Ogre, how's it going?
The box says copyright 2016, but
that's when they released it.
That's when they got released. But the game itself is older than how they released it.
It says it in the box.
Yeah, it's got a story to it.
You can put it up on screen though.
Yeah, but that's a fun game. We played it a couple times on the channel already, and we'll probably come back to it later.
We played it with our viewers one time for Viewer Fun Day, and we did it for the Easter extravaganza.
That was close.
Yeah.
That was a close fun game. I was sweating bullets on that one. Oh, Payday! This is a fun one. I remember playing this game when I was a kid.
Yeah.
This is a fun one.
Makers of Monopoly.
Yeah, it's another... That's where it came from. That's another like Monopoly style game board type thing, but it's just a calendar, really.
Mm-hmm. Going through the calendar, getting your week's pay.
Month's pay. You only get one payday at the very end of the month. I thought there was I thought when I played, there was like a couple days throughout that had paydays. But I guess...
Yeah, I want to get some older versions of that. That's the newest one we got out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's a fun game. A lot of money collecting on that one. So, yeah.
So, Fable, long over, doing our board game collection.
Yeah, we're doing our annual board game collection video. Finally. Oh, we got Candyland here. This is a sweet one.
Modern
intended. Huh?
A modern Candyland.
Yeah, a modern version of Candyland. More updated as far as the board game and everything is concerned. It's still a whimsical, classic, and fun to look at. Mm-hmm. This little boy right here reminds me of my brother. That's freaky. Anyway, yeah.
We're going to have to start putting these behind you.
Yeah, I'm going to have to start moving them off the table now. It's starting to get stacked up already.
This one I had for a while. This is a fun one. Could be stressful.
This is a classic. This is a fun one. It's been around a while. Classic of the channel. Headbands. Trying to guess what you are. Kind of funny, kind of comical because you're trying to figure out what it is and if you're way off, you know.
Yeah.
I bet you can actually play this game like hot or cold.
Yeah, you could.
You know, a rendition of it, a version of it anyway. But yeah, headbands. Yeah, it's...
trying to guess what's on your forehead.
Trying to guess what's on the forehead. And headbands is spelled weird. It's H-E-D and then with a Z for the band.
Yeah. This is the one where they just had the headbands. Later editions, they added like different styles of the headbands, which we'll get to later.
Yeah, there's a couple other versions of them now that are out. We have... They have a few versions of this now.
Yeah.
But this is Pie Face, the classic version of Pie Face, the very first version they came out with. They also have Pie Face
Sky High.
And then they have there's another one now. It's a Pie Face Versus or
Showdown.
Showdown, that's what it is. And I guess it has something to do with the buttons, and you're trying to get this hand to move towards the other person before it slings up. So that's a little bit different rendition of it, you know. So maybe we should try a couple other versions of Pie Face.
Yeah, I mean we just got this much as a board game channel. This is supposed to be one of the first ones you're supposed to have. Just recently added that to the collection.
Yeah, and we did play it. So
on Blitz's birthday video.
And I got covered in whipped cream. Thanks, Deuce.
That game definitely knew who to mess with.
Yeah.
And knew not to mess with Deuce.
If you have a knack for art, this is the game for you. This is Pictionary. It does come with the marker boards and all that stuff. And it's got a board so you can move up and be the first one to get to the end by drawing funny pictures and stuff.
Mini videos on that. Those are a
lot of videos we've done with this one already. Yeah. It says 2 teams, but you can do
it works
single or 2, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, it's a fun game, Pictionary.
Yep.
It just home version of like win, lose, or draw from the classic game show back when I was a kid, where it was just drawing something, trying to figure out what it is, type of thing.
Then they had the board.
Yeah, they had a big board, and they walk up and they look at the card. I told them they were trying to tell their team what it was. The other team's over there trying to figure out too. They're not saying anything until like the very end of the time, and they can steal it, and get the points from that puzzle that they were trying to draw. You know, so that was the game show, and then at home, then they came up with Pictionary. Home versions, and they've tweaked them over time and made it their own and have different versions of them now where you're drawing in the air, and what you're drawing in the air is on the TV screen behind you. So it's
the pen one,
yeah, kind of fun.
You don't even know what you're doing.
They have a Harry Potter version where you're doing it with the wand now and all that stuff.
Interesting.
And, yeah, so they've gotten some different variations of Pictionary now. So
So if you any of you watching live on Twitch, if you see a game that interests you, we'll talk about it a little bit more, and if you want to suggest it for a stream,
Oh,
we'll
this is a classic for both the channel and for life in general. I remember playing this when I was a kid, way back when I was a wee little lad. Connect 4, that's a definite classic. Speaking of, we actually have it set up right now, along with one of the headbands and stuff. So
on the backdrop.
Yeah, on the backdrop. So that's part of our backdrop for the channel.
So many games.
I know. How many games are over there? I have to count that up and figure that out again.
All right. Right now, drop it in the chat. What's your estimate on how many games this is right here?
Oh, we got Life. One of my favorites, actually. Too bad this isn't the classic version of Life. This is one of the more updated versions that we got. But
it's still better than like the ones that they got out now.
It's a lot better than the newer ones.
I would say I want to get some of those, but I'm like, nah.
The classic ones actually had mountains and stuff you had to drive your car over. It was really fun. Really fun. Made your trek around the board a lot more interesting because you went to different areas and it was just made it more,
Yeah, and that was the birth of Gerald. That was our first live stream.
They have this version where the kids have added their own,
So there's like gamer in there and it's inspector.
Spy agent and inspector and all these really crazy careers. That was what I was looking for.
Twitch
brain fart.
The Twitch viewers are familiar with this one.
Yeah. They have I think they have one that has pets included now.
Yep, you got pets now.
Lucas and pets. I think that'd be at least one we could try and see how that works. How pets get involved in life. Sorry, another classic that we have played different renditions of. So yeah.
Will always be my favorite Sorry because now they've completely messed up Sorry.
They changed Sorry a lot since I was a kid.
It doesn't have
it's like almost all the games that I've grown to love have evolved over time, into games that are just like they still have that rooted game, but then let's turn into something that's completely different.
Not evolved.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's it's evolved, but it's also devolved at the same time. It's
supposed to get better. It's not really getting better. Like where it used to have the slide or the spaces to get into home, now it's just you get around, boom, you're in. You slide in.
Yeah, some of them are sliding in.
It takes away the charm and the fun of Sorry.
I think some of them are supposed to be a speedy version of it, so you're constantly getting out of the board a lot faster and things. So.
Well, then that just takes away the point of the game. Then.
Right. Operation. This is definitely a classic. And this one has the brain freeze token in it, which is interesting. It's
where they had a contest.
And they ended up adding the brain freeze.
Which I approve. I like the ice cream.
I do like that. That was a little interesting, trying to get the ice cream cone out of the head. They have many different variations of Operation now, themed to different things.
He was so scary back then. He looked so mad. I kind of actually like this version though.
Yeah.
Back when he had the big belly sticking out, now he's got a towel all over him.
Yeah. Well, I mean. Yeah. My question is, why is the surgeon in his socks, not in his shoes?
The world will never know.
And why are there kids in the operation room? Anyway, that's a lot of questions going on right there. Classic version of Clue, obviously, would be in the classic section of our collection. This is the Parker Brothers.
This is a version that a lot of people go to for some reason. Like the Pops were based off of this design.
Yeah.
The Funko Pops that we have in the back there.
The movie, I think, was based off this particular version of it, too, as well. When they came out with the movie Clue. Way back when, as well. They went off these characters and still has the classic, going room to room, had the pegs. Later versions, they started coming out with little actual figurines.
Which are awesome. And then they dropped that and they're back to the pegs.
And then reverted back to a different version of these pegs.
So we went from pegs to figures back to pegs.
Yeah. I guess it all depends on the theme. I guess they wanted to... I guess when they had changed it for so long, it had the figurines, and then they went back to the pegs. It's like, we don't want to forget our heritage either. Mm-hmm. So they went back to it, So... that's what I'm getting from it. Yeah. But anyway...
I think the movie they tried to go more realistic because you didn't have Scarlet and Red or Mr. Green wearing a green. And Mustard wasn't in like a completely yellow. It was like a brownish yellow.
Yeah, it was a little... They try to kind of like keep them within their...
And Miss White themselves. Is in black.
Yeah, that was kind of intriguing.
And she's not the maid, so yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of changed a little bit for movie's sake and all that stuff. But the classic version of Monopoly. This one here has the money bag token in
Another contest they had to see which token was added to Monopoly.
So a lot of games, after so many years, they started wanting to kind of change up some of their tokens and things. And at this time, they had one, and it was the money bag. And then they had another one, and it ended up being the cat and some other stuff. Then they completely changed all their pieces and stuff after a while. Yeah, we all know and love and loathe Monopoly at the same time because you never know.
What can happen?
I remember one of the first times we played Monopoly on Twitch. Almost every single person that chimed in to watch us play Twitch was like, "When's the table toss gonna happen?"
Yeah, they always wanted that. Yeah.
It's like, hasn't started yet.
When's it gonna happen? When are we gonna flip the table and the board gonna go everywhere? They want to see that for some reason.
Where's the table flip? They kept asking. He's like, not yet. We ain't got that into it yet.
And then Monopoly Cheaters Edition came around. That one.
Oh.
Go see the flip in that one. So, there we go. That was the classic category. Moving on here, we got Operation. Boop.
Alright, so we have another version of Operation. This one is the Despicable Me. I can't even see. I hurt my eyes. I can't see. Despicable Me version. And we are operating on one of the minions. And again, we're pulling out. You pull out funny things. A unicorn and all sorts of funny stuff. And I guess their version of Brain Freeze is the cupcake, but they got a little itty bitty pea brain up here, a nutty brain, so it's peanut. Yeah. Way up there, but yeah, like the sweet part of it is the cupcake. So it has that same design, more or less, is what I guess I'm referring to, is the cupcake.
What I like about that is it has those figures in the front, which you don't use them, but they're just awesome bonus in there that they threw in there. Exclusive minions.
Exclusive minions, yeah.
Those are cool to have.
Let's talk about these right here. They're so cool. They're not playable as far as the game's concerned.
I mean, it was like a little promotion for these down here where you collect all of them.
Yeah,
these little packs that you buy.
It made you go buy more games to get the minions and everything. Collect all 50 minions, so you had to keep getting packets and stuff, and this was an exclusive Operation version where it had that. And that's where this came in. But yeah, we did this version, I think, at one time, didn't we?
We didn't get to play that. No, we never played this one. So
we
guys want it?
I thought we did.
We played a minion game. It was the Trouble Minion. But
that's what I'm remembering.
Not the Despicable Me Operation.
Yeah, I'm thinking Trouble Minion. That's what it is. Okay, so not the Operation. And this one, I don't think we played either.
That was for the May special this year.
Oh, we did. This is the Star Wars Operation, and you're operating on BB-8. This one's interesting. I don't remember half of these things. The pieces
They're just
we
like
only did it one
gears.
time or two times. Yeah, a lot of different gears and stuff. Oh yeah, now I'm seeing.
It wasn't the
pieces again.
best.
Yeah, I liked it, but some of the pieces were a little bit trickier to get out because of the shape they were, which makes it, I guess, in their own way, a challenge too to do that. Again, it's the same concept of operation, just more of a star, more of a robot themed with the gears and the wires and stuff like that. So, with the operation.
Yeah, what I noticed about the operations, those two that we just went through did not have cards, so they don't have the specialist and the doctor cards.
Oh.
Which is a little disappointing there, because that's what operation was. You get money for doing the operation.
Yeah, the classic version of Monopoly, you pick up a card and it tells you have to do a certain operation and you have to
that's just
that piece,
going for what you want.
Then you get that money. Those versions were a bit more straightforward. Just pick one up and take turns. Going back and forth. There's no card per se.
All right, guys, time to get pumping again. Get that popcorn ready. And get awake. We're going to the party games.
Oh, party games.
Recent one that was just on the channel here.
Oh, your worst nightmare. So this one here we did during our Halloween Spooktacular that we just closed out. This one was more of a facing your fears meets icebreaker style game, because you're really talking about your fears and how you can conquer them and what's your fear, your biggest fear out of the cards that are in play. I like it. It was a fun game. Definitely probably come back to this just to play it and see what other fear cards there are.
There's
to
300
discuss.
in there, so there's a lot to go
bunch,
through.
And this box is heavy. It's not light at all. It's got to be at least, about 5 pounds or so? A little less than that? I mean, that ain't light. That ain't light. Gotta say, that's a pretty dang heavy box.
So you got a game about ranking fears.
Yeah, ranking your fears.
That sticks out there.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Another heavy box. Add your shells. This is pretty much the same one. We just pretty much like that one we just showed off, but this is a little bit version of it.
This one is more just getting around the table than focusing on playing a game. Start really a game there.
It's really just to get everybody around the table and just like break the
icebreaker game.
The icebreaker, try to get everybody
fortunes and questions, and you just sit around and talk about.
Like for instance, there's just interesting things like you get choices to pick from. It's an interesting game. It really is. That's another one we have to come back to and play again to kind of see what other card combinations we get and everything. Out of your shells. Even though, out of your shells, and then I guess basically it's coming out of your comfort and getting to know everybody around the table before you get into your actual game you game around the table for. So it's a good starter game for a game day, game night, or whatever you want to do.
People just recently met would be a nice icebreaker.
Yeah, it'd be a good icebreaker to get to know everybody around the table if you haven't met anybody yet.
They get you comfortable talking. So
yeah,
awesome game there. Fun game here. I'm excited to get back to eventually.
Oh, yes, Taco Takeover. This is one of my absolute favorites in the game. If you haven't seen us play the game, check out the link. It is a hilariously funny game. You're just building tacos. I don't know why Taco Bell didn't think about this and put it on their website, but sorry. University Games beat you to it, so...
You got an order ticket and a taco shell, and you dig through the ingredients and build a taco.
And then there's some twists that, stop you from completing your taco, and some other twists to really make the game a little bit more funny and whimsical along the way. Cockroaches.
And the string just came off.
Yeah, he picked it up and the string just popped off. That stinks. That stinks. But at least we still have a drawstring that does keep it closed somewhat. So, oh well. All right. Ooh, the Joker Diabolical Party Game. Okay, so did we play this one?
Mm-mm.
No, we haven't done this one yet. We got this one last year.
It's coming up on a year on this and haven't opened it yet. So
Yeah, we are eager to check this out and see what it's like and see what it's about. But this is all about the villains. There's no hero cards in this. Well, it's mainly villains. I think there's a couple of cards that could
stop you.
That could stop. Basically, for a short, just to kind of give you an idea what this is, you're all villains around the table, and you're all trying to figure out.
I mean, we don't know nothing about it.
I'm guessing it's supposed to be kind of like a game where you're trying to figure out who everybody is without saying their names. You try to guess and try to. I don't know. I'm guessing that's how it goes. I don't know.
Figure out once we get to it.
Yeah. You're secretly a supervillain, so it's interesting. We'll have to figure out what that is when we get to that point in the channel. Ow. Oh. Cat got your tongue? Or lips? This is Say It, Don't Spray It. Another funny, whimsical, comical game that we have in the collection. Trying to say a phrase that's on a card, but you can't use your lips. You got a mouth guard, and you're just basically talking with your tongue.
Yeah, there's a few of these games here, and I forgot to mention at the beginning, there might be, if this is the most part of the collection, there might be like 2 or 3 that are tucked in a storage somewhere or a closet. I know there's like a bottle flip game and Mr. Mouth, but there's a few other versions of this as well in there. So
yeah, this is a pretty interesting game. It is funny, and it's better played with teams. We try to play it as opponents, more or less, and there's a lot of cards.
Taboo version of this. Yeah.
There's a lot of cards in the game where it was allowing us to take our mouthpiece out. So it's like it was nice to have a couple of those cards in there sprinkled in to give us a rest, but the whole game was trying to talk with your mouthpiece, so pulled it out a lot rather than not having your mouth.
If you guys want us to come to this game, let us know.
Yeah, that's a pretty fun game.
Be a lot of laughter.
Of course, you have timers too, so. Put that over there. And of course, we have Speech Breaker. This one is. We haven't even played this one yet on the channel at all. But you're describing something to the people. I guess what's going on in the earpieces, and your microphone is crackling and making noises, so they can't understand what you're saying. I'm guessing. Voice jamming challenge game. Yes, you speak it into the microphone and it's distorting your voice or whatever. We have no idea how this game is played because we've never played it, but this is one that we do want to get to and learn how to play, and just realize that this is a 4+ player game.
No, well, after a year,
you're old enough to play it now. It's 14 and up.
Just figured that out.
I don't understand why it's 14 and up, but I guess we'll find out when we open the box up. But we will do a full rundown of that and how to play it and everything soon, or coming soon to the channel. Let me put it that way. And then we have, excuse me. What do you mean, family edition?
This was fun to play on Twitch.
This was a hilarious one. We did it for Twitch viewers. I think I was crying so hard. I was laughing so hard I was crying. Because with the combinations with the pictures were just hilarious. we've got to come back and play this game.
And we all know who was most funny in that one, okay?
That was me. Just kidding.
Where's Clue Liars Edition? Liar.
It's in that stack and in that monstrosity over there. But yeah, this is a funny one. A really fun game. Funny, fun game. China Piece, the best picture meme to the caption, for better lack of words, caption to the thing. And this is the family version, so it's a little cleaner, but
yeah, we need to get some other versions.
We might break out and get some other ones just to see what the other ones have. I'm sure there's put some borderline things in those, and that's why they put this one as separate.
Time to move up.
You know,
get out of the 7+ range.
Yeah. So,
you're scratching his eyes, obviously, on this.
Then we have Don't Lose Your Cool. This is another one we have not yet played in the game on the channel. Curious on how this meter moves up and down.
Heart rate.
Does it test your heart rate? Is that what it is? It'll actually read your heart rate. Yeah, that is. So you gotta try as cool as possible while your friends do crazy things make you get agitated. So, pretty interesting game. Definitely gonna be coming to this soon on the channel. So, was you cool? We're coming to it.
We're coming to it. Don't lose goal.
Sure, got a bottle of water. Headbands.
Talk show host game.
Well, this is a heads up. Basically like headbands back there, but this is Ellen's version of it. And there's several different categories and several ways to do it. So you got acting out. You've got describing movies. You got to sound it out with sound effects. So there's little twists to every card you pick up from the game. I've actually played this game this way and also on mobile.
Yeah,
so
they have
a lot fun. A lot more. It's pretty fun playing the mobile version of it as well because you put the phone to your forehead, and if you get it right, you go one way. If you get it wrong, go the other way, and you try to get as many before time runs out. And you can go around the room or around the table, so to speak, and play it that way as well. So there's renditions of this game. So, but I do like this. This is also the second edition, so that must mean there's more.
It has the
cards
sounded out only the exclusive sounded out.
The exclusive deck is the sounded out. So it's usually 3, but they've added that 4th one. So yeah, heads up from Ellen DeGeneres.
So generous of you to make a game.
5-second roll, another fun one we like to play on this channel a lot. Can almost go in the classic.
Yeah.
Stack.
Almost put it in there.
Almost. We play it quite frequently on the channel. But you're just trying to name 5 things. Are there 5 things or 3 things? I think it's 5 things.
Name 3 things in 5 seconds.
Yeah. It's 5 seconds and 3 things. There was another one that was similar to this. I keep getting confused.
Heads up.
By Play Monster. Fun game. Really fun game. I love that game. Really fun. We already know how that game is played and everything, so...
Many times.
I'm going to cut that one short and move on to the next one. We're going to throw some burritos around, shall we?
Watch out, heads up.
This is almost another classic one to the channel because we like playing this game so much. Throw burrito. I mean, it's a card game. Meets dodgeball. Meets food fight. You know, I mean, it's like three things in one, you know? Really fun. You're just basically getting pairs or triplets or whatever it is, and
throwing burritos. And
then there's those cards if you get a pair or a triplet or whatever it is, and you have to do an action to get you off the stack of the cards, and it breaks you up.
And it comes with squishy burritos, so it's awesome.
Yeah, those are so cool. They have a jumbo version of these now.
Yeah, extreme where it's like these they're
ginormous
inflatable burritos.
Yeah, I've seen that. They also came out with a giant version of giant floorboard.
We got to get to the giant. I've seen there's a lot of giant games now, like
they're starting to come out with giant
Candyland. Like, oh, if there's a Monopoly. Oh, that'll be pretty fun. Got to get to that.
All right, so we have the blockbuster movie game.
One I want to get to. This seems pretty fun.
This one seems like something that we would do, like...
It's tempting to put it on the vlog channel.
Yeah, with the up-and-coming new series on the vlog channel with the movies and stuff. We're doing movies and stuff, so... Kind of interesting. 2 to 6 players, that's cool. But yeah,
you play this while you watch a movie.
Action-packed adventure. It's a laugh a minute for the entire family. I was just reading little captions right here, but yeah, you're just basically, I guess, naming movies off or whatever. Trying to figure
it's
out
a game that you play while watching a movie, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty unique there.
Yep.
So it's like it gets you to really pay attention to what's going on in the scene because you have to answer a question that the host makes up.
Yep.
Another talk show host game.
Oh, we have Jimmy Kimmel's Face It Challenge, which we have not yet played on this, but we have to. This one is basically. Looking at this is a window. It's not a mirror. It's a window. So you're looking at the other person and you're trying to tell if they're telling a lie or telling the truth by just looking at their face when they say a one-word phrase or 2 words or whatever the phrase is.
Crack up your opponent to win.
I'm thinking of 2 different games. This is one where you're trying to keep a straight face. But just looking at them through the glass frame.
So it's a try not to laugh game.
Yeah. So turning up, that's an average. But yeah, this is a Jimmy Fallon. I like Jimmy Fallon. I like watching his show at night sometimes. I've watched him forever. He's a good replacement for the nighttime show host for NBC. So very likable person. Anyway,
yeah, I like the Jimmy Kimmel too. Is a good one.
I don't know. His sense of humor is much more drier than Jimmy Fallon's, in my opinion.
At least he doesn't fake laugh. All right, okay. No, we're about to have a Jimmy off here. Okay, pick your sides, guys, in the comments. Okay, we're moving on to game mashups, which Hasbro's taken 2 games of their classic games, mashed them together,
sandwiched them together.
Make one.
Connect 4.
Connect 4 Candyland.
Candyland. So this one was interesting.
It's like a Candyland or Candy Crush game.
Yeah, it was basically everything was already in the board. Playing it backwards. And trying to connect pieces.
Trying to get sets of candy because they fall, so.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Pretty interesting.
It really is like you're playing Candy Crush on the board there.
Yeah, really was. It was an interesting twist and rendition of.
Monopoly Jenga.
Monopoly Jenga. This is one that we have not played yet on the channel. I'm eager to play this one. It looks really interesting. So Jenga meets Monopoly. So and I do believe there's the blocks have, I believe, money and things attached to them. So it makes the game interesting. Like there's a gel piece there. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this one's played. Don't know how it's gonna work, but I guess we'll find out.
Yep.
Monopoly Jenga, that's a mashup right there.
Kind of mixed feeling one. Simon Sorry.
Simon Sorry, yeah, that one's interesting. Basically, in order to move, you're matching the Simon thing. I'm thinking that's how that worked again. I can't remember exactly how that worked. Or did we have?
You got to complete the sequence, and then it gives you a number.
Oh yeah, that's right. Then it gives you a number. Complete sequence, and then it gives you a number based on the um, I think as long as you can match the sequence gets harder. As soon as someone misses it, then it starts over.
Mm.
I think that's how that worked. But anyway, kind of interesting. And there's only 3. I noticed there's only 3 in this one that you move around the board instead of the classic 4. Sorry, Pat.
Another thing that Sorry is messed with.
Yeah. And of course, the slide stripes are different too. If you land on that your own color, then you can slide. I think it is instead of.
Yep, Sorry's been affected the most.
It's been changed again. Another
Sorry has
casualty
lost
of
my
changing
respect.
and devolving the game.
Modern Sorry has lost my respect.
This one, out of all the mashup games, this one has got to be my favorite.
What?
Because it actually makes sense in a way. Because you're guessing who did it. You have your card who did it. Then you're trying to figure out. It's an interesting twist of the game, really.
And it has more characters in it. So.
More characters, more. What do you call it? Evidence cards, like weapons and rooms and things. So, because there's more space to go with it. Yeah, it's a really fun game.
Does Blitz not like dry humor?
No, I do, but I don't know. I just like. I guess the personalities also like a lot. They're like 2 sides of the same quarter, right? So you've got Jimmy Fallon, who's upbeat and charismatic, and then you flip the quarter over and you have Jimmy Kimmel, who is kind of more like the Ben Stein of nighttime comedy show. He's a bit more straight faced as far as his personality is concerned. So that's why I'm saying they're funny, but they have a way of portraying their funny different than the other person. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense, So, Taboo Speak Out. This one was an interesting one, too. This one, it comes with this...
That was fun.
This one here, so if you got something wrong, you can honk.
That was awesome.
That was a little fun added thing to it. So yeah, it was pretty interesting.
You got to try to get them to say the word without saying the words that are on that card, and they got a mouthpiece, so it makes it a lot harder.
Yeah, this one's a lot harder because of the mouthpiece trying to tell them. You're trying to get them to say a certain word, but not another word. Mm-hmm. That's similar to it. Like, for instance, the cards have words you can't say, so it's something else that's on it. Flower.
Can't say petal, rose, and things like that.
Right. So if it's not on there, if your word is plant, you can't say pot, water, seed, leaves, grow. You have to use something else, say like flower or something that portrays that same word. So that's an interesting little game there. Funny because you're laughing out loud. This is another one of my favorites. Trouble in Life. It just makes sense. The Game of Life Trouble version. In the Pop-O-Matic. At the same time the Pop-O-Matic is going on, this is actually spinning around, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're just moving around like life, but you also got the trouble aspect of where you have more than one car going around the board. It's really fun. And you got that little middle road that kind of has a little twist to it, and the dice in the middle is different. There's like keep going or go back, or there's other little sides to that make the game like 2x2 or cross or whatever. So there's different pieces where different twists on the dice that meant for you to do something different in the game. So
that was the game mashup category. There's still a few other mashup games that we don't have.
Yeah.
Coming close to having a complete series of that. But Funko games, one we recently did for the Halloween Spooktacular.
Oh yeah, we had the Five Nights at Freddy Funko game. We did this one in the Halloween Spooktacular. Halloween, I can't even talk. Spooktacular. Just when we still have to come back to and try to make sure we get all the rules completely correct in our mind, because we got confused a little bit while playing it. So,
yeah.
Not that it was a bad game. We did like it. It was just we were trying to figure out how the gameplay still worked, and the game ended on us. So, but yeah, that one's a fun one. Basically, you're just trying to survive until 6 o'clock in the morning.
With your time cards.
The time cards that you keep turning over.
Got Funko versus the expansion pack to the Harry Potter.
Got the Harry Potter one.
Don't have the actual...
It's actually either or on that. It's either you can play it as an expansion pack or you can play it as a standalone game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you can't play it without the main game. You still can, but...
That makes sense, though.
But... because it has some aspects to the game, it would be a lot better to have the full what's the word I'm looking for? Full experience, I guess, as far as with the full game and then the smaller Funkoverse expansion / game. This one has 2 maps in it, so I guess the board flips over. You can do the 2 different sides of the board. But yeah, this one has Ron Weasley and also has Draco Malfoy. 2 different aspects, 2 different personalities. Good,
houses.
Evil. Kind of makes 2 different houses, and everything's completely opposite of them. But I do really like the characters, people who they picked for those characters that really portray them the best for that in the movies and stuff. Out of the books, and they really brought those characters to life. So yeah.
The board game for the DC.
This is the full board game for the DC verse. I call it DC verse, but it's Funkoverse DC version. And this has classic Batman, Joker, Batgirl. I'm assuming that's it, Batgirl, and then we have Harley Quinn. Batman, Batgirl, the Joker, and Harley Quinn. Yeah. And this one looks pretty interesting as far as the gameplay is concerned. We haven't played this one yet, nor the other one, and hopefully we'll get a chance to play these here soon on the channel when we have extra time. This time of year, we have a lot going on as far as specials and all the stuff, so we won't get to some of the games that we have in the library until probably sometime
January.
After the Christmas holiday, where we have a little bit more space between the next holiday, which is the Valentine's.
Yeah, 50% of the channel is holiday specials.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. Alright, so...
Memory match.
Oh, we're going to the memory match category. We have Arthur's Christmas memory match, which is kind of like almost like a classic game. Almost. It is based off the movie Arthur's Christmas. But there's no, like, challenges or twists or
just
whatever.
memory match. You just flip over 2, keep it. Yeah. I like the memory match challenges because it adds something different to memory match.
Just a memory match game, yeah.
Memory challenge like this coming up.
Memory Challenge, Super Mario Edition. This is a fun one. Probably one of our favorites on this channel that we play. Some heated arguments were had while playing this game. So, it's near and dear to our hearts. You all know what we're talking about when we come to when I'm talking about the heated arguments. But anyway, shorts you may remember. Anyway, along with it too, out of it too. So yeah, fun game.
Same concept as that one, but Rudolph.
Yeah, this is the Rudolph version, the same one we just played. The same one we just talked about. We've done this one too as well. We might probably do it again for the Christmas special coming up too. Why is it sticking out so far compared to the other? That's why they're not in the box correctly. Okay.
Last game for memory match.
Yep.
This is a thin box. It's Spider-Man.
Oh, this is the Spider matching game. Yeah, this is a really good Spider-Man one. I like this one. I like it, but I also loathe it because there's so many different positions on the cards that confuse you because of the same color. So you look at it and you're like, oh, I got Mr. Freeze, and oh, I got Mr. Freeze, but he's in a different position, so that's not a match, you know. So you got to look at the whole detail on that. So that's where the challenge comes in.
You get Spider-Man, you got all the Spider-Mans over here, and it's a different pose. So.
There's like 6 different Spider-Man poses.
You got a web shooting this way, and then another one web shooting that way.
Or he's hanging from a web one way, and the next he's dangling with the web between his hands and feet.
You might as well call that one a memory challenge as well.
That's a memory challenge because they're just different directions and everything else. Alright,
so these games, they're neon games that they had last year. Series of. Should have had a category for that because we do have neon games. Should have been its own category, but this is Jenga one.
Yeah, Jenga category? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Alright, so Jenga neon version. I want to get back to these neon ones and try to illuminate them from the bottom to see how that looks.
Because we got some comments on this video saying use a black light on them.
So we're going to try and see how that looks with the black light and with the illuminator from underneath.
That was actually our kickstart to Christmas Wonderfest. We did the neon series.
Yeah, it was last year, yeah. We might do it again, who knows? Because of the bright colors and the... Mm-hmm. This one I've been waiting to play on this channel. This is Jenga Bridge Heavy Box. Good grief. So it's basically a Jenga game, and it's bouncing on a suspension bridge. It's interesting. I'm excited to play this. I don't know how it's going to work because it's on a bridge. It's going to be interesting to figure that out. But yeah, Jenga Bridge. Pretty self-explanatory, so no big details on that one.
You know, I just noticed that there's actually more games in the drawer that the Monopoly are on, so the Monopoly stack is blocking the drawer that we have more games in, so after we get through the Monopoly, we have to get those in there. I think there's a few card games and also Monopoly in there, so yeah. Huge tower of Monopolies over here.
One of my favorites, Jenga Fortnite version. This one has a bit of a twist. They started doing these... this wasn't the only one that's this version. They've got like a Mario version. They've got...
Bob's Burgers one.
Some other versions of them where you're climbing up the tower while the tower is getting built taller and taller before it falls. And then you have like a spinner that gives you a little twist, and you have to land on certain things. You can only land and move on certain pegs and climb up it, and it's an interesting game. It really is an interesting game. Talk about a twist to the traditional version of Jenga, you know, because it's the climbing aspect of it changes the whole strategy of trying to make a tower without it falling.
Yeah.
There's a piece on it. Oh, I can't pull that one. I got to keep him on there, you know.
Makes sense for Fortnite because you're trying to build up the tower, so.
Yeah. It's a good little combination there.
Mm-hmm. Trouble and Sorry.
Well, we have the Trouble pop-o-matic game, but it's the Mandalorian version of it.
And this game is a good representation of why I don't like these types of boxes.
This particular game, this particular box, it's just a paper cardboard box. It wasn't a sturdy box. And so, with it being stacked in our library, over time, the box has crushed.
As much games like this is going to get crushed. I mean, you don't even have to have that many games. You can have like 4 games and put it on top and it gets ruined.
The Mandalorian series on Disney Plus, after that series had premiered, all the games and all the different
Monopoly, Trouble,
with it, and so this is their version of Trouble. And one plus about it is they've got the bigger pieces to move around, the small one, and each space has the spot to hold it. So if you're on the road and you're playing this in between your partner on the game, it will work. It'll stay. A lot more than trying to play Monopoly and your dice and everything, and all your pieces are falling off when you hit a speed bump or something. That's not going to work for that, but this one will. This does have some twists in it that we both love and loathe at the same time. A lot of the newer Trouble games, where they've developed them, have turned into, much like other games, they've turned them into other strategic versions.
Which you don't need to, because the board is already small enough.
Why do something that doesn't need to be fixed?
Why go sit down and play Trouble, because it's over in 2 minutes? It's like the board's already small enough.
And they're already putting twists and shortcuts and
leave it alone.
Yeah.
Over here we got Sorry, Fire and Ice.
Sorry, Fire and Ice. This is basically a version of Sorry, where you get Fire and Ice rings added to your pegs, and those add an extra twist to your gameplay. And then I think this is one of the first versions they came out with the crazy looking slides with the different colors and stuff. Am I correct about that?
Those actually still have the spaces.
Yeah, I know, but there was like one of the first ones they came out with.
The multicolored slides.
Introduced the multicolored slides in it. That's what I was referring to. So
around that era.
Yeah, it's around that time frame when they got introduced. They introduced it with the Fire and Ice twist to it. All right. Next game is this is the one that I remember.
Despicable Me Trouble.
And this one has tons of Despicable Me.
That's cool that it's not the classic Trouble pieces. They molded them into minions.
Yeah, so you got minions, and you're just moving minions around, and then you have Siren Bob,
Wee-woo.
The Wee-woo, as we call him on the channel. He just basically keeps you safe from being touched. So if you have him, you're safe. So you're not going to get sent back to home or anything like that. You're invincible until somebody else rolls the Siren Bob dies, and you're like, great, now they have I'm vulnerable. I'm mortal now instead of invincible, as that goes. So
this one we had a vlog for on our vlog channel.
Yeah, this was on the moon. We had a couple of games that were like this that we did in this. It was Space Age version of games. Just racing to get back into the space phase, what it is. Get back into so you can get some oxygen. A lot of alien twists. You have you get the space and it's a wormhole that makes you jump across the board. It's already small as it is. Why have a wormhole?
It's like 6 spaces. Like they're 6 spaces apart. I mean, come on, you don't really need them.
Yeah. I guess maybe strategy could come into play, and you can use them for strategy, but they only move in one direction. It's not like you can jump back behind you and use them. So there is a little bit of gameplay as if you land on it, you're stuck and you're getting thrusted. Like if you're getting around trying to get back to your home base and you land on it, you're thrusted past your home base. So there's a little bit of gameplay twist for both sides of it. You know, you're getting stuck and having to go back to the game, back around the board all together because you got thrusted through a wormhole. So, or sucked into a wormhole or whatever you want to call it. Sorry, Bikini Bottom. Oh, SpongeBob version.
Oh, sorry, SpongeBob.
Yeah. Yeah, this one we haven't played yet on the channel either. Hinted something along the lines with the SpongeBob, one of our social media, or several social media outlets.
This one, the channel.
Just one, I think it was. Yeah, it was just one that we teased it on. So, but yeah, coming soon to the channel. This game right here.
Bump and jump from start to home.
Sorry, Bikini Bottom version. The slides look like those slime or something. It's kind of weird.
Gary slime, yeah.
Yeah, they're all different colors around the board. So that's interesting. You can play as Patrick, SpongeBob, Squidward, and Krabs. Mr. Krabs. Wow. That's going to be fun when we play that one. That one's going to be really fun.
Struggling on the characters there?
I knew his names, but I knew it wasn't just Krabs. It was a different. I knew there was more than just Krabs.
How could you not know SpongeBob?
I know SpongeBob. I'm an old man. My brain farting going on here. Sorry, Spider-Man. This is Spider-Man 3 version of it, actually. We haven't played this one either.
With Far From Home coming, or the home, whatever. There's so many homes. With No Way Home coming up, this would be a fun one to play near them.
Yeah. In preparation. I don't think we played this one either.
Nope. So
this one actually has the big pieces to different Spider-Mans and things. Yeah, the paper cutouts move around the board instead of the little pegs.
So yeah, with the new movie coming up, it'll be pretty fun to play.
Yeah,
it's actually
it would be a really fun game. I mean, you know how to play. Sorry, it's just Spider-Man themed pretty much, and there are little twists as far as the characters are concerned. But yeah.
Played this one time. Not really a fan.
Yeah, he loathed this one.
It was so cute at the beginning. I really was excited to play it.
Fun, cute game, but the gameplay he did not like because there's no 5 spaces or whatever it is to get to home. It's just you land and boom, you're home. It's a slide.
And I hate the instant jump to home.
That was one of the first ones we decided that we played. That was an instant jump to home, and there was a couple of things in the game where. I think it was the oop spaces or something like that. You get so many of those. You can send one of your pieces to home as well. It's just a game to try to get to the hiding place first, more or less.
Yeah, I've noticed the markets went from having all pet games to putting pets in life and a Sorry Pets edition and Monopoly. Then they went to space. They have everything space. And now there's not really one currently. It's like they dropped out and they couldn't think of a theme to put all the games to. It went neon, pets, space, and now they've dropped out.
Yeah.
So curious when they get another theme to see what it's going to be. Alright, so moving on to miscellaneous. So these are the games, the 2 towers here, that don't have a category. But are still really fun.
Another neon game that we had in our collection is the Connect 4. We've used this for several versions.
Most recent was the summer, the pink lemonade versus lemonade.
Yeah, the pink lemonade versus the regular lemonade.
Played it Easter, Christmas, summer, so it's fun.
It is a pretty fun one.
That's all we got to say about that.
Should have
been in the party games.
Should have been. This is a pretty fun one. basically you're trying to tell somebody something and you're hearing noises in your ear with the earphones. Pretty fun one.
I remember that video took 3 attempts to do. Filmed it 3 different times and finally got it at the end. It just kept corrupting our video. So in the final one, it's like the intro is just what about you because we're so frustrated.
Yeah, it was a
wild ride in that, but we still got it out for you guys.
Still got it out, and after hours of frustration and things, we finally got it. Anyway, that's just thinking about it. Oh, one of my favorites, Jumpin' Jack.
By Goliath.
By Goliath. You're just pulling out carrots and making him jump first or last or catch him, you win.
Catch him to win, and then who has most
carrots, you win. So that's either way, I guess. On that, but yeah, Jumpin' Jack. That's really a fun game. One of my favorites, just because it's just the whimsical feel with it.
That Easter music's getting in my head now. Dum 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 dum. It's haunting me because how many hours I had to go through editing all that and listen to that music.
Ender's Game. This is based off the movie Ender's Game. We have not played this one yet on that. We haven't even opened it. Don't know nothing about the game as far as what the game is.
It's a battle game?
But it is a battle game. So you have 2 commander cards and you have pieces that to battle on the battlefield, on the board itself. I seen the movie, and basically the battlefield is where you're trying to shoot a target, so to speak, on the game in the movie, and as people are defending their target. So it's kind of like a space age version of
capture the flag type,
something like that. But you're just basically going across a no gravity room, trying to shoot, hiding around all these floating things and shooting each other and shooting the target to get to victory.
Back to headbands.
Another headbands version. Let's see. This is another.
This is the one where they have the different types of headbands.
Yeah, this is the different versions of the headbands as well.
There's the mask, Frankenstein, the crown, the cat, bandana, and then the unicorn. So
yeah.
That was a cool addition.
This was like a remastered version of it.
Yeah, and there's some new objects and different cards in there with some of the original ones in there. So
yeah. So
updated.
Yeah.
Different artwork too, but I still like the old one because of the nostalgia of the artwork. Fun game.
All right, so Camp Antics. This is a really fun game. It's a heavy box. And gameplay was really interesting. A lot of fun.
There's like 3 different ways to play this game.
Oh my goodness. We've still got 2 more summers to go before we actually get to play the full version.
We don't even know how the other one plays because it says do not read it until you play it.
Yeah, we have to go back to the game next summer.
So once we go back to camp,
we get to open up the second envelope, so to speak, second year campers, and be able to expand our game. It's such a heavy box, too, so many pieces and everything.
A game about summer camp.
I actually seen another game similar to Camp Antics. It's called Summer Camp. Yeah.
A knockoff?
I don't know. I didn't get to look at the box or anything like that, but it said Summer Camp on it. So
another neon.
Battleship Neon version, which we have not yet played on the channel. Haven't even did any kind of reviews or anything. It's still sealed locked in its box. I love Battleship. Yeah. Love Battleship. Very fun game.
And because we haven't done this one because I've recently found it, makes me want to remaster those older videos and come back to that series.
We might have to.
Because now that we have better quality.
Yeah, definitely.
And the blacklight thing that we didn't know about, we definitely should play those games.
Yeah, definitely.
And remaster them.
We need to come back to it and see what we can do to the series with the newly found knowledge of the game. All right, this is a DVD version of the Indiana Jones.
Back when those were still a thing.
What the heck is a DVD game? You know, like those are like the next. That was like the next fad of games.
This belonged to the museum.
this had the board that went along with it, plus action that happened on your TV screen. So you did something on the game, and then it kind of responded to what was going on the screen. So a lot of DVD games were like that, or it was just exclusively on the screen. On some games, like I have a couple of games elsewhere that was like game shows, and it was just exclusively on the screen. So you play Family Feud exclusively on the screen, except for the cards. You write your answers down and all that stuff as far as that goes. And then the Deal or No Deal, or Let's Make a Deal, or Price is Right all had cards. You pick your price and you bid on it. So
I miss DVD games.
those were really fun. It was one of my favorite collections that I actually was personally collecting way before this channel was even born. I was collecting those games.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have an extensive collection elsewhere.
I think now they've
kind of went off
to play on your phone or tablet.
Yeah,
so
and all the games have kind of focused on
not DVD anymore. It's
mobile games.
Play on your. It's a board game, but also you play it on your phone instead of putting it to a TV now. So
yeah,
that's what kind of those turned into now.
All right, we have Super Mario Level Up board game, which we have not yet played on the channel. We haven't opened the box up.
You know, with the new movie coming out for that too, I'll play it.
So, based on this, I don't know if it's a trivia-based game or what.
We'll have to see.
I don't know. We haven't even read anything about it.
Getting up to the top of the castle.
Top of the mountain. So I have no idea how this game's going to play, but it's interesting, and I do want to play the game. So we'll find out what that means and what it is. So
be so cool, but will never happen is if we get Chris Pratt to play that game with us.
Yeah, the voice of Mario.
Hey, somebody do it. Make some phone calls for us.
Monster Crunch.
Recent game we just played on the Halloween Spectacular.
Is this not a Funko game? I guess it's not. No, it's not. But the box art is weirdly similar to a Funko game, I guess. But this is one where you're just building cereals.
Yeah, you would think it is because they do all the Five Nights at Freddy's and Monster merchandise.
Yeah,
no, it's just
building cereals and interesting way of playing the game by putting points down in your bowl of cereal and everything. So,
another crappy box here.
Classic box. Don't Spill the Beans game. Basically, you just got a pot of beans and you're trying to, I think it's put beans in the pot.
And they don't tip. Yeah.
And you try to keep it from tipping. And if it tips and you get those beans and it's a interesting game. The box, again, is one of those boxes that are just like paper thin and it got crushed.
Which Hasbro, like, I didn't expect Hasbro to make that type of box out of anything.
Yeah, they should have made it a lot more.
I was really shocked when I figured that out. I was like, Hasbro, what the?
Yeah. Shadows in the Forest. This is another fun one we did in the Halloween Spooktacular. This one, I don't know. It's got to be one of my favorites. It's up there in one of my top favorite ones we have in the collection because it is played in the dark and
hide and seek.
It's like a hide and seek board game version of the hide and seek game. So, and one of my favorite aspects of it is that the dice actually glows in the dark. Yeah. It's really cool.
Playing in the dark, you gotta have
because you can't see the dice. So that's a good twist, a good creative thinking for that, make it a glow-in-the-dark dice in a dark game. So, but yeah, Shadows in the Forest. It's a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
Another one we have not played the game on the channel yet is the Battle Academy Pokemon card trading game.
Which you use your Pokemon cards.
We actually have Pokemon cards in this box.
To play the game with.
Actually found this, and was like, okay, we gotta showcase this on the channel. So we haven't played this yet, but we're going to.
There needs to be like a Magic the Gathering style.
We need to have a Magic the Gathering one, yeah. That'll get us introduced to the game and all that stuff.
Fatal.
Fatal.
Instantly jumps back to the computer.
Goosebumps.
First game we played on the channel, also featured in both Halloween Spooktaculars.
And it's a classic to the channel, too. It really is. Get to the end first game. And you win.
With a bunch of twists.
Yep.
Everybody knows some Boom Boom Balloon.
Boom Boom Balloon! We played this one for my birthday, but it was a birthday balloon instead of the...
Yeah, didn't use Star Wars.
Star Wars.
And a Star Wars, the May the 4th special.
Yeah, we did it for May 4th with the Star Wars version balloon in there. Yeah, it's a fun game. Loud. But yeah, it's a fun game. You just push in all the pops, pretty much. That one.
Memory style game.
Memory style game, but you're just basically stacking the... You're trying to get the number from smallest to biggest on the top, and you have like a window of how much you can get, you know, as far as where the numbers top out at. So, the twist on ice cream meets matching game type of thing, because they're all face down, you flip it over and you get that number, and you have to try and see if you want to take it or you can put it back and try to strategic which one is the one that has the lower number.
Building the most scoops, you know?
Yeah. Until you top out. Sneaky squirrel game.
Still can never say that right.
I love this game. This game is so much fun.
Sneaky, snacky.
The box is actually the game board, which is like, what? Like, that's ingenious design. So you're not having to take the game out of the box. Just keep it in the box.
Yeah, don't want to mess that box up because that's your board.
Yeah. So.
Another Star Wars game. You know what? Star Wars should have had its own category.
It should have. This one here was a card game that you threw the pieces down and they were laying in the correct direction on the board, face up, or whatever. You got points, and it's an interesting version of this game. It really was. An interesting game. I enjoyed it. There was these pieces here so you can grab that real fast. But yeah, there was a lot of aspects, a lot of components, a lot of different things going on in the game. Honeybee Tree. This one's basically a remastered version of Kerplunk.
And
basically
it doesn't really work out well.
It was fun, but at the same time, it was like, okay, when's it gonna drop? Because eventually, all the leaves are gonna be out, and they're just all gonna fall at one time.
Fall out one player, so it didn't really work out as well.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a couple bees did drop, here and there, but
for the most part, all of them drop at one player eventually. Yeah. So, but it's just Kerplunk B edition.
Basically, it was the B version of Kerplunk. Yes.
One I want to get to. This is love. This is life right
here. Shrek game. We haven't played this yet. I don't know if we haven't played any Scrabble game on our channel yet. So we need to get back to the spelling bee and play some more games. But here's the back side of it, and we're playing the Scrabble on Shrek's face. Literally.
Awesome. The board is Shrek.
That's interesting.
The board is Shrek.
We'll get to that later on the channel, and we'll play some Shrek Scrabble. That's interesting. We have to get some more Scrabble games out to play. Five Nights at
cool
Freddy's.
One has a different theme.
This is a different version of Five Nights at Freddy's. This one here is basically he's asleep, and then if you got a pressure thing going on, and he'll jump out.
It's like a Don't Wake Daddy type game.
Yeah, kind of like another version of the Don't Wake Daddy game. Don't Wake Daddy game, not Waddy. Daddy game.
Daddy.
Yeah, so That was a fun game too. Going with Daddy. Which we don't have.
Kerplunk.
Another version of Kerplunk. This is the
Official Kerplunk.
Despicable Me version. Yeah, so it's interesting.
It's in the rocket. You don't let the minions fall.
Yeah. And I think the spinner's on top, isn't it? Isn't
Yeah.
it some kind of like spinner
Like
aspect?
the tip of the
on top?
rocket, you spin it.
Yeah, the tip of the rocket you spin, and it tells you how many to pull out. I think is what it is. Yeah. So a little different aspect to the game, but it's still the Kerplunk game, if you will.
SpongeBob could have had his own category, but
Yeah, you could have had a lot more SpongeBob games. This is a Connect 4 version of it, and you have his face that
twist is up the game.
makes a twist in the game. We have not played this one yet, and we are excited to add this to the on-screen gaming collection once we get to that said teased thing coming soon.
Spooky.
Another Friday the 13th. Another favorite of the channel. At first, it was kind of tricky to play because we were still learning it, but now we're like, okay, this is easy now. You know, easy.
And then Jason comes and
peasy.
kills you.
Until there's like 12 Jasons in the bag, and you're like, oh crap, when's he going to pop up? You know. Which we played that one a couple of times already. Had a guy walk up to me at work one day, and he had a shirt that says Friday the 13th horror at Crystal Creek, and I was like, or Camp Crystal Creek.
The game's coming to me
like,
now.
oh my gosh. So, pretty interesting.
Not really a board game, but, you know, Hasbro kind of, I guess, said, you know what,
It
fine.
is a version of Simon. It was more of a on-the-body version of Simon, so you had to match where the color was with your hand type thing. So, yeah, see your... beware, play it, win it. It's an interesting game of Simon, version of Simon Optics.
Yeah.
Squawk.
How to do it.
Squawk, welcome back to the channel, Squawk.
I want to come back to Squawk.
We will come back to Squawk as a fun one, and you're just basically getting eggs, and you're wanting to get chicks and not sunny side up yolky eggs.
Man, that's a dark game right there. That is pretty dark.
I'm telling you.
So,
That's one of the favorites alongside Jumpin' Jack right there for sure.
yeah.
Oops, Scoops, that's another favorite one. But it's more of a balancing game. One of my favorite aspects of this game was the scoop. It had the
spinner scoop.
The spinner scoop, which is really cool. It was a cool idea, original game, but the balancing part of it didn't really fall over as much.
Yeah.
Like, I think it needed to be a little bit more, maybe smaller on the scoops for them to slide off or shift or something. Make it more unbalanced feeling to me. But
Yeah, it's like it was purposely designed that way to tip.
yeah.
So we're getting to about what we had last year to where it fits off screen.
Lion King, this is a fun one. We've played this a couple of times already on the channel.
Worst thing about it is the Rafiki spinner doesn't work.
It works somewhat. It's
Somewhat.
not the best spinner design. I have
Yeah.
to admit that. It has it's the way the bottom connects to the how it connects
Yeah, the
through
way
the
it snaps
spinner.
together doesn't really
It
work.
doesn't work really well when you snap it together that way. But the cards and the hippo's face or mouth, that was kind of neat. Twist the tokens, whatever.
Yeah, it takes
And putting the tokens in the graveyard, that was a cool
takes a
idea.
few tries to get him to actually give you
Yeah.
a number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Old fart.
It's a fun game, but at the same time, it kind of gets frustrating when you're trying to
Play the game.
play the game. Stacktopus. We're gonna come back to this, and this is a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
Where your fingers are like twice as long. You're trying to stack cups in different formations, either flat or upside down and turned around.
And you realize you did the whole thing wrong, so you gotta do it all over
Yeah.
halfway through.
like, oh, the order's wrong or whatever, you know. But then it's a fun game, and you had 3 octopus fingers, index, middle, and thumb. You had to put it on, so you're like this the whole time trying to get everything right. You know, using 3 fingers, which is interesting.
But then you got used to it after a while.
Yeah.
You're trying to work with
Whack-a-mole, another whimsical, funny, comical game where you're trying to whack the moles.
That has been haunting me for years.
This is a preschool game by Fisher Price, but it is a whack-a-mole game, so which is a really fun game. I don't think we actually played this one on the channel, have we? No, we haven't. Trying to think of it. Harry Potter Pop the Bubble or Trouble version, if you will. This one here has, I think it's the 4 different houses playing against each other on this one, trying to get back to their home. I believe that's how this game is. Race to the center of the Tri-Wizard Maze. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. So the 4 teams that try to race at the center of the Tri-Wizard Maze. If you watch the Harry Potter movie, you know exactly what they're talking about.
So it makes sense to put it into a game.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Works well.
Candyland, but this is not just any Candyland. This is the Disney Park theme park edition, and I like this one over the other Candyland game that we have.
Wow.
Because
over the classic Candyland.
Well, this one has a lot more. To me, it has more of a. I don't know. It's just, I guess it's just because it's Disney and it's got whimsical characters and rides. It gives.
I love it, but the only thing it's missing is the licorice space to kind of incorporate.
Oh yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only thing. It doesn't have the licorice space. Means she's stuck.
So that's why it's like
for a turn or whatever.
You could have done.
Yeah,
Winnie
they
Pooh,
missed out
honey,
on that
stuck in honey,
aspect of it.
and it would have been a perfect Candyland game.
Yeah. Arcade game come to your this is an arcade game come to your table. Pac-Man, which is a really fun game. It's a arcade game meets strategy game meets
board game,
all that stuff. So you're playing, one person plays as Pac-Man while the others play as monsters. Then if it's 2 players, then it's one person as Pac-Man and the other as all 4 monsters, trying to trap Mr. Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man, depending on how you want to play it.
But
this is Pac-Man, not Miss Pac-Man. But you get dice and you've got the authentic sounds and everything from the game.
Wonka Wonka.
Cool. Which is really cool.
Wonka Wonka. Drop it in the chat.
Yep. Hashtag Wonka Wonka.
Wonka Wonka.
This is Aladdin. I don't think we played this game on the channel, have we?
No.
This is Aladdin. This is another version. This is another game like the Lion King. This one here we had a tough time playing as far as trying to figure out what the rules
Opened
were.
it.
Yeah, we opened it.
Looked at the rules and went, okay, yeah, I don't get this.
Interesting. The pointer is actually Genie, and he has 2 fingers pointing in 2 different directions, and you're supposed to do whatever he says. So it's like, okay. And there's spaces below him that he's pointing at, and
it's cool. It's a 3D board.
To go into. So it is interesting. There's some 3D aspects to it. The board has some pieces that pop up, makes the game a lot more interesting.
One coming up soon.
Giant Spoons. If you've never played Giant Spoons, you're going to find out how this game plays later on in the channel. It is a fast-paced card/spoon game.
You're saying this like you played this before.
No, but I've played a version of. And I love that version, and this is just spoons. In it. You can play this style game with straws or plastic silverware or whatever you can get your hand around faster, because once you get a certain card, you just grab one, and if you don't have enough people to play, it's like kind of like card game meets
Spoons.
Card game meets musical chairs type thing. Yeah, it's interesting. You put more items on the table to grab from the center than you have, or one less than what you have people playing, and then whoever doesn't have the card becomes the dealer, and you keep pulling a card out until you have one person left standing in the game.
Card Scramble.
Card Scramble. This is the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and I'm on vacation. Oh, sorry. This is kind of like the game we played last year. I think it was last year for the Christmas Wonderfest, where you're matching pieces, and we have not done this one on the channel yet, and this will be coming soon. Very soon.
Seems like they only do Christmas of Card Scramble.
Yeah, I like that. It's just all Christmas themed Card Scramble games. Maybe we'll find some more later on. That's Card Scramble versions. This is the National Lampoon's version of that. And speaking of Card Scramble, we have the elf version,
which you guys have seen,
which we have seen,
are familiar with.
I'll just flip it over so you can see the board again. And yeah, I love that one. And speaking of elf,
Another elf game coming up.
Another one coming up soon. Anyway, Bunny Hop. Now this one here, you are trying to find the bunnies that hopped because they were all pushed up into the ground, and you just pushed your prospective farmer, I believe it was, or a farmer, how the game went, and then they popped up. Some stayed in the game and some don't. So I think that's like more bunnies you have or something like that, you win.
Trying to get certain colors.
Yeah, it was interesting game. It's fun though, fun game. Fun game.
Got some trivia games down here.
Eat it! Snacks, sweets, trivia game. We don't think we played this one yet on this channel. This is an interesting one.
This is a game I approve of.
Basically, it's a game of eating.
Oh.
Trivia game of foods and give you an idea what kind of animal is Cheeto's mascot Chester.
Oh, cheetah.
The cheetah, exactly. So, it's a game that's based on like all the food related.
Oh heck
things.
yeah, that's my type of game right there.
Yes, it'd be a fun game to play, and we haven't played that one yet.
Another food trivia game is Snack Island.
Oh, Snack Island, that was a fun one. This one was based on Little Debbie, which is interesting, or McKee brands of food, snack foods, so to speak. But yeah, it's a really fun game. We're just basically starting at a dock and trying to move all the way to the middle while getting all the different pieces of snacks to take to Snack Island. It's a fun game.
Okay, so now going to the Uno category, and if you realize we've been holding off on playing Uno on the channel recently because we've been stacking up on the Unos.
We wanted to do a thing to come to the channel, and so we're going to showcase what we have Uno-wise in our collection of Uno.
Upcoming.
So we have Uno
Special
Planes, Fire Rescue. We have Uno Simpsons. Go! That's another little hint we had earlier on in the season. We have Uno Flip, which is a Marvel version, which is going to be pretty interesting to play. Uno Mario Karts. Uno Toy Story 4. And we have traditional Uno Flip. We have Super Mario Uno.
One of the first games on the channel starting to show its age.
We don't have Uno, but we have Dos.
Yeah, we don't got Uno. It's a lot of Unos there. We don't have any. I think we need more.
We have Uno Dare. I'm curious to see how that one's going to work out and play. Yeah. We had the Phineas and Ferb Uno. Which is really interesting. We have... This is the Mattel 75... I think it's 75 years of Mattel. Is that what it is? And each card is a classic Mattel toy. So that's going to be interesting to see. We have the Minecraft Uno. We have one of my favorites, Harry Potter Uno. And then we have the traditional Uno, which has got mustache duct tape stuff too. We have these tin cans.
I love the
here
tins of Uno.
These are neat. We have the Disney version of Uno, which we've done on the channel. We have the classic version of Uno with a tin can. And then we have the Diary of a Wimpy Kid version of Uno. We have so many different Unos.
And then there's Uno SpongeBob right there.
And then we have, without a box for some reason, Uno SpongeBob version. So we have a whole bunch of Uno.
Plus Uno Attack, which is you play an Uno, but when you have to draw, you press a button and it can shoot out multiple cards,
right?
Or
you
just one.
Shoot out multiple cards, and then you're stuck with more cards.
Yeah. A lot of different versions of Uno coming out, like Uno Showdown.
Yeah.
Uno Stacko, like a Jenga type Uno. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, card and dice.
So we have Taco versus Burrito, which is basically another version of stacking of making a burrito, I guess. Aspects of sauces and stuff. I don't remember this game at all.
What?
I do, but I don't remember the No Bueno card. That's weird.
Wow.
Anyway, this one here, you're just trying to stack. You try to put taco toppings and crazy things together. Then you have I remember the. I don't think some of these cards were played. That's probably what it is. Never played the gameplay that we played, so that's probably what it is. We have the Trash Pandas, which is a fun one. You're basically just
being a raccoon, doing raccoon things.
Just rummaging trash. We have No Thanks, which is basically a game of
bidding type.
Bidding, pretty much. I don't want that high card. I want something different. No thanks. That's basically what that is. Virus. It's a virus outbreak. Oh no. It's a card game, and you're basically trying to survive the virus.
Obviously made in 2020.
Yeah. Apples to Apples Marble version. That one's going to be interesting to play.
We need you guys follow us on Twitch to help us out with that one. We need some judges, so
yeah.
It'll be fun to play with you guys.
Ramen Fury. This was a fun one to play. We're just basically making our own version of ramen noodles, but in a card game form.
Did that for National Noodle Day. That was pretty cool.
National Noodle Day, yes. We have Wheel of Fortune card game. We have Roll in America, which is basically a dice game, but you're trying to fill in your map of the United States. We have Couch Skeletons, which we played during the
Halloween Spooktacular. Still trying to figure out how that works.
That one we're still trying to figure out all the kinks for. We got the gist of it, but there's still some things that we're still not sure about. We got Stack the Scoops, which is one of those games where we thought the box was going to be bigger, and it came and it was this small.
Which was actually made by a family. When I was looking it up, I did some research, and which was made by a family during the pandemic.
Oh.
Which I thought that was pretty cool. In their YouTube channel, we were their second subscriber. So I was like, wow, okay.
Oh, that's cool.
So I thought that was pretty nice.
Yeah. So, so Stack the Scoops.
Remember us.
Cool game. Yes. Harvest Dice. We haven't played this one yet.
Just got this yesterday. It's coming up for the Thanksgiving.
So this is going to be an interesting one. We're going to be it's a dice game where you are harvesting your crop. We have Dash Away All. This is a new card game that we were going to be doing for the what is it called? The Wonderfest?
Christmas Wonderfest.
Yes. This is a reindeer version of a card game.
Elf on the Shelf.
Interesting. Yeah, it has Elf on the Shelf in it, so that's going to be interesting. It's from the Elf Pets, part of the Elf Pets category of Elf on the Shelf. You have Scrabble Slam, where you're spelling words and you're slamming cards down, I guess. I'm not sure how that works. I've never played Scrabble Slam before, so I'm eager to find out what that is. And we have Gathering of the Wicked. This is the Disney Villains, a werewolves game. So I guess you're trying to member of Team Mayhem or be on Team Mischief. So whatever. I've never played that one either. That's gonna be interesting to play.
So yeah, more card games and a few more dice games coming up. That's in the drawer over here. So we'll show those off at the end. By this huge mountain of Monopoly over here.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
Look, it's still going. It's still going. Look at there. There we go. So we'll get to that once the drawer is uncovered.
Yes.
All right. So Clue. Fun one that we did.
This is a fun one.
Mother's
this is the
Day.
Golden Girls Clue. It's hilarious.
Who ate cheesecake?
You're basically trying to figure out who ate the last piece of cheesecake in this one, and basically trying to figure out who left the evidence behind. And one of the most ridiculous pieces of evidence that's in here is actually the wicker chair or rattan chair.
What are you gonna do? Like bring the chair?
How in the
to a
world are
different
you
room?
gonna jerk a chair around the house?
To eat the cheesecake, they're gonna figure it out. So that's the one that doesn't.
And in our gameplay, it literally had a story going on. It was so funny.
Oh yeah, we made a story.
We broke out into a story. Broke out into a full on sitcom on a game board.
I like the cheesecake on the side of the box.
Oh yes,
The glaze.
cheesecake.
So good.
The cherry cheesecake glaze and everything on it right there. Yeah.
Clue FX.
So this is one that actually had a so to speak narrator.
I remember
There's a lot of speaking versions of this game.
in the original, the first collection we did, we're like, oh, this is coming soon. Hope to get around to it. Here we are a year later and haven't done it.
Yeah, we just have so much going on right now with the channel that we're not able to get to this. But there's this game. We broke it out just to kind of see if all the pieces were there and how it stacked and if it worked right, because it's based on the sound system in the game, because it talks to you and it works. So we will definitely be coming to it and playing the game. It's synced up by special triggers on the board with the pieces and stuff. So there's new pieces, new people, new characters all together in this game. It's different. So it's a lot of fun because the whole game is basically on the courtyard and not in the mansion. Yes, the mansion is part of the game. You can still get into the mansion, but
yeah. And this is.
But yes,
this is a version where the classic suspects are not playable.
Yes, it's a whole different set of suspects.
So that was
but the classic people are in the game.
Yeah. They're talking to you.
They're talking to you. They're the ones that are
giving you clues.
Moving around the board somewhat. It's interesting. You have to watch how we play it later on in the later on the channel. Our boxes keep falling off. So.
Another DVD game. We got DVD Clue.
Clue DVD. We have not played this one either on the channel. This is one of the ones that come with people that we were talking about earlier. So this one here corresponds to what's going on the screen, so it's kind of interesting. Maybe may have something to do with the clues. Like you click on a certain room or clue or whatever, and it might show something more of an action of what's going on in that room or something. So let's take a secret passage, summon the butler. So there's a couple things and twists that go along with the game on the DVD itself.
This one's cool. It's a double-sided clue board.
Yes. This one has the classic mansion on one side, and you flip it over, and it's the boardwalk game. So you have two different versions of it. This one here, this classic version of the game, it's not classic. It's 2013 updated classic version. It has the garage. It has a couple other updated things about the game, which makes it kind of like its own standalone.
It's like a
fun game.
modern day mansion.
Yeah.
And they made
fun.
the characters look more hip.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not like Green's not in a suit. It's like a hoodie and he's got a beanie. So
yeah,
that was a cool way they went to represent the characters there.
They kind of went younger on the characters, more or less.
And they still are.
It's another version of Clue.
This is the one that you guys will just see if you go to any store. There it is.
This is what you'll see right now. It's in stores. More of an updated version of it.
It's got
the game board. It's pretty straightforward as far as the game is going, but there's also this What makes this game different than the other Clue games is it has out the magnifying glass, and that gives you a extra clue. I think that's how
This
it
is
works.
the one where the new suspect is Orchid and White is missing.
Yeah.
So. Replace White with Orchid, which I still don't know why they did that, but.
So that's what that one is right there.
Got another one of those because of our backdrop back there.
We got some for the pieces for the backdrop, so we have an extra one. Just for extra pieces and things. Clue, Harry Potter. We have not played this one yet on the channel. I would like to. Got it last year, actually for Christmas. So it's one that we had just did our thing and didn't know it was sitting under the Christmas tree. But this one here, it's
wait a minute. No, this is one game that was in our original. So that was November. So
yeah, I got this for Christmas.
Got our games mixed up.
I got this for Christmas.
How could you get this for Christmas? But it was also in the original.
Or was it for my birthday?
Because this was in the last.
I got it for some.
Collection.
I got some holiday. I got
just
it
to
for
get
some
it.
kind of thing. No, I think I just got it just to get it.
Well, anyway, had it in November. So.
But anyway, this one here has some moving components around on the board, so that's going to be interesting. Twist to the game and everything. So let's see. Who did it, what spell, and what item they used, and where the student was attacked. So you got who, what, and where. So that's interesting. On that, we'll be playing that later on the channel as well. Then we have Clue version, or Simpsons version, and I think this is hilarious.
This is the second edition.
This is so hilarious. You can literally see the characters being brought to life, but in a more cartoon comical, like Green and Scarlet. Why in the world is Krusty as Colonel Mustard? That's just hilarious. And you have Lisa as Scarlet, and you have Bart as Plum, and then you have why in the world?
Waylon.
Why is he in a dress? As White. But yeah, the game board basically the same as far as the play is concerned, but the spaces in the rooms are different.
Waylon as White, yeah.
So you're basically playing the traditional game of Monopoly, but it's Simpsons version with different rooms. Simpsons themed rooms, more or less. So we'll be playing that, and it does have the pieces to play.
So that's cool.
Pegs.
It's the actual Simpsons characters.
Yes.
In a figure. So that was the second edition. Here is the third edition of Clue Simpsons.
So we have another version of Clue Simpsons.
All new mystery.
But this time, we have characters that are different in it, as far as who they're portraying as. So the game board's a little different as well. So Scarlet is not Lisa. Lisa is Plum, or Peacock. And Marge was Peacock last time, and she's now Miss White in this one. So got a little bit of character change going on around here.
Mm-hmm.
But we have two new characters. That is still Green and Scarlet character as far as Clue's concerned, but new characters for the game. And we have new items and stuff as well. Ooh, a snake and spider.
Still looking for the first edition.
Spooky. Kind of spooky going on with this one.
It's a museum.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Still looking for the first version of that. Speaking of first version, one of the more classic versions, more updated version of the classic.
This is the one with the figures in it.
This has got the funny graphics on it.
And then it's like the abstract style to the characters.
Yeah. The board's more different as far as the abstract is going. The cards are kind of more 3D abstract version of them. Everything was just different, about more updated version of it.
And then it has the figures as well.
Yeah, this one has the figures and it's the 6 tokens and everything in it as well. we have Clue Liars Edition.
Good version. Okay, yeah, I was on.
It can be good and bad, because of the twists and everything. And you can see here that some of the characters are a little bit more younger in their
yeah, you keep making them
specs. They go
younger.
back and forth, younger or
Mustard's
older,
not going to be a colonel anymore.
He's going to be just quartermaster colonel.
So that's Clue Liars Edition.
Yeah,
which is one of the most popular videos on our channel. So
this is the classic of all classic Clue games that we have. It's when you get a Clue in the box, it's that long, it's classic. And it's got this.
Ending the Clue category with the classic.
And yeah. So you got the classic yellow board, the classic spaces, classic cards, the folding looking investigator notebook in your hand to try to figure out the clues. And
it's 80s and 90s when they have the people on the back playing the game. The families.
Yeah. I'm going to take a quick break.
That is nice.
Bathroom. I'll be right back. Before we get on the Monopoly stack. That's a massive one.
Boop-a-doo. Ba-ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo.
Mouth is getting dry. I'm back now. Let's get to the Monopoly stack.
Alright, so you can actually see this over here. You can see the viewer board now.
Woohoo! What's this? Fatal Gaming's on the board at number 2?
Number 2?
What?
Congratulations, got number 2. Alright, so the big finale going through the Monopolies. We got 42 of them here. So take a seat and enjoy the ride.
Grab some popcorn, some snacks.
Yep.
Let's do this.
Baltic Avenue, all the way to the boardwalk. Here we go. Starting off with the Junior. Love this version.
Monopoly Junior. We have not played this one on the channel yet. Smaller board. A little bit skinnier board, which is intriguing.
And it's about an amusement park.
Oh, it's an amusement park. Okay, interesting. Great for math skills. Oh, yeah.
Well, every Monopoly like that.
Okay. Yeah. Monopoly Junior.
Another Monopoly Junior. There's the Toy Story.
Oh, a Toy Story version of Monopoly Junior. Why does Mr. Potato Head look like he's in a trance or something?
Oh, because of the properties going around.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. Again, it's a skinnier board of. Why is the juniors like a long skinny board?
Yeah.
And the grown-up versions of Monopoly more square.
Square.
What is that?
Wider.
Yeah.
There's also a Shrek Junior. That would be awesome to have.
Monopoly Ghostbusters version. We played this one.
For the Halloween Spooktacular last year.
And this year. Sort of.
Yeah, it was kind of a busty episode, so it didn't get uploaded. Well, it's hidden. You have to go through the videos and find a link to it. It's hidden. It's not publicly posted. But that was cool because it has a button, and you click it, and the theme song's on there. I also did that with Lion King and a few other ones, so that was cool that they had that for a while. Had the sound monopolies.
Yeah.
This one's like a holy grail. Like, I was so excited to find this one.
So we haven't played this one yet on the channel. This is Monopoly Nintendo.
Freaking out about this one.
So we'll be playing this hopefully sooner rather than later. It's everything Nintendo. The pieces are all Nintendo. Yeah, it was jaw dropping when he showed this to me. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, he found it and how did he get it? So
you go on Amazon and that. I don't know why, but it's hundreds of dollars.
yeah, it's a classic game.
One that we owe you guys. I'm sorry.
This is Monopoly Disney Edition.
We owe you the full playthrough to this.
Yes. We did a first look in review on this earlier in the year as part of our big trip that we had this past summer.
We went to Florida, and so we reviewed this for it.
Plans are underway for our next big trip, so stay tuned for details coming soon, probably earlier in 2022. We'll probably have a big trip planning video, what our plans and expectations for the trip are.
So that goes through the older animated movies and series.
This is not the theme park. This is the movies of the game in the game. So you're buying like the movies, and everything. Maybe some TV shows might be sprinkled in there, but mostly movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got TV shows and some of the live action movies in there. So.
Yeah.
Fun because it's all the classic, the older.
This is one of my favorites that we're getting ready. He's getting ready to pull over here. This
Another
is
sound one.
Mario Super Mario Celebration. You got the box. It does different noises and stuff. Every time you land on that space, it tells you what to grab. There's no cash. It's just coins. So it's a little simpler as far as the money aspect of it is concerned. But you're traveling around the many different worlds of Mario as you go around the board, which is really cool because some of them kind of carry over to the next one.
Buying levels.
Yeah.
Levels from Mario's games, the 3D platform
85 all the way through 2017 on the game board.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool how they did that.
Mario Bros. All the way to Super Mario Odyssey.
So you're building Toad houses and Peach castles for your houses and hotels, more or less. But yes, it's a very fun game. Need to get back to this one again sometime, just for fun's sake to play it.
It's about to be coming up on a year on that one, too.
Yeah, it has. Because that's why I said that. Monopoly!
Classic modern edition.
This one has a modern twist to it, as far as the Monopoly goes. You have a lot of newer game pieces in this one. You have the duck, you have the cat, you have the penguin, you have the T-Rex. Then you have the classics, the dog, the hat, the car, and then...
Brought back the battleship. After so long, it's like, whoa, hey, welcome back.
Yeah, brought back the battleship in this version of it. As you can see, it's basic game board. This makes me want to come back out, pull this version of it out, just so I can play with the battleship. Or the T-Rex or something, you know?
Yeah.
That's a fun game. We're not even halfway through yet.
Come on. The stack.
This is Monopoly Marbles 80-year edition. This one we got for Christmas.
Yeah, this is the only one that we broke the rules on, where it says every game must have a first look and full playthrough before we play it personally. And the power went out for Christmas, so it's like, forget it.
We had to entertain ourselves because we had a major power outage and we were trying to contain our sanity. So we pulled out this game and was like, we're going to play it and we're going to do the first look and review later. But For sanity's sake, we got to pull it out and play it.
Mhm.
This is a fun game. The pieces or the property deeds are actually comic books, which is like, oh my
You're
gosh.
buying the issues, yeah.
Yeah, you're buying issues of comic books. And then you have several different superhero logos to choose from. Then you have
I want to get to this one. Play this.
we got to get to this one so bad. We haven't played it in forever.
And it wasn't even a full one. We just went around the board.
We just started playing it, and I think something happened, and we ended up having to stop midway for some reason. But anyway, because I can't remember why we stopped. But
went to a different game and did something.
We did something. We jumped around with different things that we had in the house, trying to keep our sanity safe. Or maybe it was our light, or we were losing light because we didn't have any power, so it was like getting dark in the house.
Starting to die.
We had flashlights, and candles. And...
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of neon, we have
neon.
the Monopoly Neon. This is one of my favorite Monopoly versions because it's so translucent in the middle.
Yeah.
And these are all white with the color and everything. The houses are translucent. The pieces are all translucent.
And they're plastic.
This is the same version as we had back there, but the just neon version of that. The dice are kind of a funky color too as well. This is the only other one that I noticed that has the chance and the community chest in the center instead of in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
See that?
Mm-hmm.
Just twisting, I guess, trying to make itself a little different as far as the setup is concerned.
I noticed as it went on, he doesn't stick out of the O anymore, and that's kind of making me sad now.
On some of them,
with older versions, you have Uncle Pennybags sticking out of the O, and then these new ones, he's not there. I'm about to cry now. But that's the Neo Monopoly. Haven't played it since last Christmas.
Yep.
Okay. Another one we did for the summer, still.
And this is another.
Ooh, already bad luck.
Another noise box game that came out with was Monopoly Jurassic Park. We did a first look and review of this game in Orlando at the hotel on our big trip.
And it plays the theme song and roars.
Yes, it does all different things. It has really cool pieces and it also has a T-Rex. So the T-Rex twist in this game is very interesting. He starts off in his own space and he's terrorizing the whole board as you're going around the board. So, she is, excuse me. She.
All
dinosaurs are all female. Well, that is until they started
hybrid
doing their own breeding. But anyway, watch the movie if you don't understand. Movies.
How to do it. Had a woo quote there.
Anyway, let's go faster.
Let's go fast. Get through these monopolies, yeah.
Pun intended.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Get my phone out. I can't wait to play this just to see how the gameplay is going to work and everything.
On to the next.
Okay, shut up.
One.
Okay, shut up.
No. That is classic music right there. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, Star Wars Saga Monopoly version. This is interesting because it's going through pretty much the whole Star Wars saga as we knew it at this time frame.
So up until
until the new movies came out. This is what they came out.
Which Star Wars fans only count this as like the saga now. We don't really.
The new ones were like.
Yeah. So this goes up to the Strikes Back. The
Yes.
Last Jedi.
And it's got some really cool pieces you can play as on the bottom. Go on the board. You have the Obi-Wan, Yoda, Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, General Grievous, and Darth Maul.
A lot of pieces there.
This is going to be hard because I like all the characters in Star Wars, especially in this lineup of Star Wars they have here. I like them all because of their different personalities and everything.
Probably get to this game in May.
Hopefully, we'll get to this in the near future on the channel. Because I'm a big Star Wars fan. I really love Star Wars.
Get to it for 2022, May the 4th.
The 4th day.
Cityville.
Here we go. Cityville Monopoly. So this is a version of... I think we did a first look and review on
and it never got uploaded.
Huh?
Never got uploaded.
And it never got uploaded, so we might have to redo it. Just so it's on the channel.
And it wasn't even in like the studio table, it was just on the floor.
Yeah.
It was in the start of the channel.
It was in the birth of the channel era. So we'll do another build. But this is basically a game by Zynga, Cityville is by Zynga, but Monopoly, they turned it into a Monopoly game. And this was actually a game that was on Facebook. They had Facebook games that you can still play games on Facebook, don't get me wrong. But this was one of the games that made it really big on Facebook. Cityville did, and you just build your own city on the game.
And then you got a Monopoly out of it.
And it got so big that a Monopoly game got created out of it, and you just basically just building up pieces, making your towers taller. I think it's one of the first versions of the tower building aspect of Monopoly, where they had that aspect of it built, created. Started coming out in versions where you build pieces up.
Monopoly U-Build.
Yeah. So that's a fun one. We'll be able to play it and do the full review of it coming soon, hopefully. Redo the full review of it. Put it that way. Redo the full review.
Cheater.
Cheaters edition. Cheater. Oh. No button. Dang it.
But we got handcuffs.
You got handcuffs in this one. So you basically have cards and you're caught. You get handcuffed and you go to jail. Neat thing about this is when I first played the game, I thought that your hand was stuck in this spot over here, but no, this whole orange piece slides underneath so you can actually be stuck to the board.
So you're
stuck to the handcuff
to the
in your spot. And some of the cards is trying to escape the handcuff and escaping jail without anybody else seeing. So it makes sense why, yeah, someone's going to see if your arms across the table, but if it's in front of you, no one's really going to see what you're doing over here if everybody's doing their own thing. So it's a bit secretive and all that stuff. It's a fun game. It's got its own little twists and turns, and
what's the old man up to?
Get cuffed. How dare Moneybags go to jail? Yeah.
Don't pass go. Don't click the order.
Fortnite Monopoly. This is the second edition, I do believe.
Yeah.
Yes, second edition. Because the first edition was actually a blue box.
This is cool with the recent Monopoly tokens as back blings in Fortnite. That was cool. I instantly buy those the second it came out. Those are cool to have in there. Yeah, completely different Monopoly. I mean, you care. It's basically just a Fortnite board game.
Yeah, it really is. It's a Fortnite board game.
More Monopoly Fortnite than Monopoly.
Monopoly aspect is there, but it's not. There's no cash. It's life.
Yeah. So that's why it's more Fortnite than Monopoly.
Yeah.
But there's 27 pieces in there.
27 characters you can choose from.
Yep.
So you're not limited to just 4 people to play with.
Another exciting one.
We got another.
That goes for hundreds.
That
goes for hundreds for some reason.
Yeah. Nickelodeon SpongeBob edition.
That's why I don't want to open it.
Oh man.
Yeah, the eyes are holographic. I like that. Gonna be a fun one to get to.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like chum buckets or Krabby Patty.
Krusty Krabs is a hotel, and
hotels.
Then SpongeBob's Pineapple House is the house.
The house, yeah.
That's awesome.
That is funny. There's some tokens, it looks like.
That's going to be some fun ones right there.
There's a token, a plankton token. You can move around. That's interesting. All right. What's this say?
Zach's getting
Did
lonely.
you know Squidward is actually an octopus with
Yes.
only 6 arms?
Yes.
No wonder he's so crabby all the time. So I'm just reading what the box
Yes.
says. That's interesting. Yeah, I knew he wasn't a. I don't know why they call him Squidward. He's not a squid. He's an octopus.
Well, it wouldn't make sense to call him Octoward. Okay, so I don't know if it was you, but I think I did have that discussion with someone before. I don't know if it was you. It might have been on one of the videos, but I know I had it like with multiple people about him being an octopus and not a squid.
It might not. I don't remember that conversation, so I don't know if it was me or not.
Mm-hmm.
But this is Monopoly Gamer Edition or Mario Kart version of the Gamer. They had several of these versions. They had Monopoly Gamer versions, and there were different gameplay styles. This was Mario Kart, where
Sonic
you had all the cards. You had Sonic. You had Sunshine, which we already had, or Celebration. But that's not Gamer. That's just a Mario game. But anyway, collecting coins and using it and jump around. You got bananas and makes you peel out.
Which I regret not buying the packs of those tokens that they sold because I can't find them anywhere now.
Yeah, we gotta find where they're at.
I need Wario.
Yeah. I want one that I can actually play as Toad on a board game right there. That's a fun one too.
One that's coming close on a year. Only played this once.
Twas the night before Christmas. Oh, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Everybody, bow to this as the longest record holder of the longest Monopoly game we've ever played straight out. Clock it in at 8 hours and 30 minutes.
Yes, this is a long game. I need coffee after that game right there, or even during the game. That was a heck of a game.
Can't pull that off nowadays, now.
No. Maybe.
Falling asleep within the first 2 hours.
Anyway. Yes, Monopoly, Nightmare, Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas.
What I like
This is Halloween.
I don't remember too much from it, but what I do like from that is that there was no twist. It was just classic Monopoly, re-themed, and I love when they do that.
Yes. Another elf game, but this is Monopoly.
Coming up
This is another fun one that we played that was really fun to play. Just because it was whimsical and just the
cheerful.
Yes. Full cheer. I really like the tokens.
That was
too.
cool
That
because it was like
neat.
the future like they used to do, so that was cool to see that back again. But these types of Monopolies don't really work out because you're buying movie scenes because they don't really have any properties to do, so you're buying movie scenes.
Yeah, this was basically at the beginning to the end of the movie, so
kind of like the Ghostbuster ones. They
I mean, if there was more to the
really
movie, if there was more movies to Elf, then I could see it going from one movie to another. But this is just one movie all the way around the board, so you're kind of stuck with just the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I recently he turned down. Will Ferrell turned down on doing an Elf 2. Seen a recent article about that, and it's pretty sad.
Ooh.
Pretty sad. It turned down a couple million. Like there was a million.
A lot of actors do that.
Millions
they didn't want
that
to be
they're
in
offering
that.
them.
That doesn't mean Elf 2 isn't coming. It's just Will Ferrell probably won't be character as Elf. They've done it with another movie, George of the Jungle, and they came out with George of the Jungle 2, and the person who played it in the first movie did not want to do it anymore because he didn't want to look ridiculous or stupid or.
Because George did it.
Whatever. Anyway, he didn't want to do it again, make himself even worse than he was. I guess is what it was. And so they got somebody else that was similarly.
Yeah, I hate that they would turn down millions.
The movie was the same, but the story I guess continued, and it was still funny, but it wasn't the same without having the main person in there. Anyway, back to Monopoly. This is Monopoly Speed. This one here was a heck of a fast-paced game. Hand twister, I'm telling you what. I like the dark version of the game. It was different.
It's going so fast that the whole board is just warped.
But there's 2 goes. There's more than one go space in the board.
Yeah, that was a shocker.
And you played the game all at the same time. Each person had their own dice, and you just continue to go around and around and around the board, trying to get as many properties and such as
everything's
possible.
$1,000. You only got $1,000 bills.
Yeah, only $1,000 bills. It was a simple gameplay as far as keeping everything simple because it was a speed game. You only had so many times per round to get as many in as possible pieces, properties before in the game, which it is a fast-paced game once you start. Once you hit that start button, you can't back out of it. You know, because you have something to wait to start the game over because it goes through the whole phase. And they accidentally bumped it and I had to sit there and wait. I'm like, what's going on? Maybe you can play now. And it just kept beeping. I'm like, okay, that's not right.
I think you have to hold and reset.
Probably. But anyway, yeah, it's a fun game. Different version of it. Trading stage, you can actually trade in it. So, yeah. Monopoly Speed.
Well, we just did the first look for earlier.
U.S. Air Force. Thank you for your service. Monopoly version. This is a classic, more classic version of Monopoly when it's in the longer box. The newer boxes they came out with Monopoly were more compact. So you see a box that's longer, it's made from the older version of Monopoly. Turn it around so you can see the back of the box. And it is all themed to the Air Force. You have the houses and hotels, but they're not houses and hotels. They're something different.
Long name.
Yeah, they're different names to them. But anyway, yes, Monopoly U.S. Air Force Edition.
Didn't get the full playthrough out for it.
Monopoly Toy Story, Disney Pixar version.
This one,
another fun one. We like.
It goes through the franchise.
This goes through the franchise. That's what I was talking about. There's so many different movies. You decided one side was one movie, and so it just went through all the movies until it came back to go. So it's pretty neat. Really fun thing about it is that it has the toy box that you can put all your pieces into in the toy box. Like in the movie, they go into the toy box.
Which is cool because they actually reference Monopoly in that because they're toys. So they're like, oh, you found Monopoly money under the bed, collect $5. That was awesome.
Yeah.
There's SpongeBob. This is the memes, if you're familiar with the internet.
Oh, SpongeBob SquarePants. Monopoly Meme Edition. We had not done this one either on the channel. However...
I got some classic memes in there.
Yep, there's some classic memes, and the pieces that are on the board are different than the last one, so they're keeping it a little different as far as...
It's actual tokens, so the items rather than the characters.
Yeah, there's more items that are associated with those characters.
Which that keeps true to Monopoly when it does items.
Mm-hmm. So... Monopoly SpongeBob SquarePants Meme Edition. Then we have Monopoly Golf Edition, which we have not done on the channel yet.
I think National Golf Day is coming up.
Yeah. And so we have everything gaming, golf theme.
Different golf
even
courses.
Look at Mr. Moneybags on the money. He's even golfing.
He's golfing.
That's interesting. Too bad he's not holding the golf club in that. They missed the whole.
Missed it.
They missed the bar on that one. Missed the ball on
missed
that.
Missed the club.
Yep.
Missed the hole on that one.
So if you're not familiar with golf, some of these terminologies on the board, you'll probably be lost on what they mean.
Par 2, par 3. Another exciting one to get to.
This is another classic version of Monopoly. This is Monopoly Justice League America Collector's Edition.
Ooh, collector's.
It's not just a Monopoly game, but it is a collector's edition. You got the custom pewter tokens in this. This is going to be interesting to look at. And they're all, looks like comic strip looking, kind of like the other Monopoly that we have that was comic books for properties. So this is kind of like first tryout of a superhero version of Monopoly, maybe.
The characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excited to get to that
Official Justice League of America script issued by the Bank of Metropolis. What? Interesting. I don't know what that means. We'll find out.
Find out when we get to it.
When we get to it. Monopoly Empire. This is a fun one we like to play. We try to put little stories to why we're buying all these pieces and stuff for our game, our empire. We just stack up until we get to the top of the blue bar. Pretty fun game.
Miss Monopoly.
Miss Monopoly, another one we have not played yet. This is brand new. One of the newer games that came out with Monopoly, where the ladies get the advantage over the guys in the game.
Most money. That's all I know about it. So you probably see this sometime in March, coming up in March.
Looks like it's just one house instead of houses and hotels. It's only like one thing as far as that goes.
And Miss Monopoly is the niece of Mr. Monopoly.
Yes. She's Miss Monopoly's niece and self-made investment guru. Here to update a few things. It's about time, it says in the box. So we'll see what that means.
So it's nice to see his niece and nephews, because it's like he's Uncle Pennybags. So good to see.
So it's nice to see some family in the game besides just him a lot.
Yeah.
Here and Now version. This is a fun one. I don't think we've done this one on the channel, have we?
Nope. Around the world. Here and now.
So this is basically Monopoly, and you're just going around the globe or around the United States, however it works out. I can't really tell.
There's many Here and Now versions where it's America votes on what
tokens
properties.
are items that you were all familiar with.
Move with the times. So it modernizes Monopoly.
Yep.
On what the properties will be now.
Monopoly Cats versus Dogs. We haven't played this one either. We have a lot we have not been able
to a lot of Monopolies
to play yet. What side are you on, cats or dogs?
Oh, what?
So this is another short board version, as I'm going to call them, because there's only 2 pieces per property sets instead of traditional 3 on some of them. And there's no railroads. They are zoom ahead spaces, whatever that means. We'll find out.
Already deducted points before even looking at the game.
And there's a whole bunch of fish and dog food over here. Dog bones. So I don't know if that's how we pay our for property.
Now the money's down there.
I know there's money right here. So what's...
If this is another one of those games, like the unicorn one, it's being shelved.
Oh, it might be.
Okay.
That might be the property you're
okay.
claiming or something. I don't know. We'll have to find out. The unicorn one was fun, but it was basically just claiming properties.
Mm-hmm.
That means you're buying.
Buying.
You just smell the pizza and the aroma coming out of the box. Monopoly Pizza game. Love this version. Got kind of crushed from the weight of the boxes, but
I like the grease details on the back.
It's such a what?
I love the grease details on the back.
Oh yeah, I just love this. It's so much detail that went into this game. It's like they reinvented Monopoly when they made this game. It's such a cool idea. The napkins are a chance to use the chest, and then you have your traditional 6 pieces.
Things to do with pizza,
but they're with the pizza oriented things. Pizza peel, pizza cutter, pizza scooter delivery thing, cheese grater, money bags holding the pizza box, and the cheap Parmesan cheese shaker. So yeah.
Another classic modern edition, just for the backdrop back there.
Yeah, backdrop box. We have the green version, which we have.
Monopoly Go Green.
We have done this.
Earth Day.
It was for Earth Day this past year. I don't remember this one at all. It's been such a long time.
It's where everything's wood and.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They're trying to make the less plastic as
possible. Yeah, the dice were like really weird.
Wood.
Yeah, right.
The only plastic you got is the pieces.
Yeah, that was a weird one for sure.
Yeah, 100% recycled paper.
Mm-hmm.
Green up to clean up.
That's crazy how they
Did that one.
made that one up. Ah, Monopoly America, the America Special Edition version of Monopoly. A tribute to America.
There's another way to play this as well. We haven't got to, so.
Yes, this one has like two ways of playing it. We have the traditional version, and you have the
Four corner spaces.
Four corner spaces that are changed. The gameplay of it just a little bit. But yeah, can't wait to get back to playing this game. Game pieces are all interesting and different. Liberty Bell movie reel, spaceship, taxi, Uncle Sam's hat, and then a pie.
Pie.
Hey, that's kind of like the random piece right there. Pie.
I know it had something. It said why apple pie, and then it had a fact about it.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was for. Two more here. We got Monopoly Space.
Monopoly Space. We started doing the space theme. We just haven't haven't able to get back to it. So we have Monopoly Space still to play. Have no idea what's going on here. Why the heck we have big bubble things everywhere on our board where they're getting built at. It looks like it's actually on this instead of on the board itself, on the space itself. So maybe these spaces are corresponding to what's going on that side of the board, which is interesting. That's interesting. There's only 4 tokens to move around the board, and the dice
are black.
Are black and white. Interesting. Mine for resources to build your own colony. Oh, it's colonies.
Colony on the moon.
Interesting. Looks like the money is these like little token deals.
Then you got classic money over here.
Oh yeah, we got tokens. We got money over here. Okay. Huh. Earth is so yesterday. Time to conquer the galaxies. The box says. Whatever that means, we'll find out when we get to Monopoly Space.
We just went to the green up to clean up, and it's like, yep, that was yesterday. Now it's space time.
Unicorn versus llamas. We did this one, and we loved to loathe it.
Yeah. And it's the last one, so not saving the best for last.
It's a fun one, but at the same time, it was basically a free-for-all to claiming your properties.
And if that's what Cats versus Dogs is...
Yeah, these tokens here, that you just put on top of, and you can go back and forth until you claim one that you wanted. And if you're on Team Unicorns, you picked up the Team Unicorn one. If you're on Llama, you picked up the Llama card. Okay. So everything is kind of divided up. It is a fun one, but at the same time, it was kind of lame.
Yep.
Because of the way they divided it up like that. It was weird. And the claiming thing didn't make sense at all. I'm getting buried by game boards behind me here.
So that was the last of the official Hasbro Monopolies. Now we're moving to the Opolis, which love this company, Late for the Sky. You've seen it multiple times on the channel. So yeah, go into the Opoly games by Late for the Sky. There's also one in there that was not Late for the Sky. It's a different company. Yeah.
All right, so we have Baconopoly, a classic one for the channel. Can't wait to get back to this one and play Baconopoly again with real bacon.
We had it planned for the 1-year anniversary of Baconopoly and missed it. So
yes, so Baconopoly we'll get back to. We'll play with bacon,
which is the smallest Opoly. Which is weird. The rest are huge boxes.
I love Baconopoly.
That was our debut meeting, Late for the Sky.
Yeah, and the pieces are different than traditional Monopoly pieces.
And then they went to the pewter pieces and some other games. Chocolatopoly.
This is the one we did for Valentine's Day this past year, and they went with this one here with the classic version of Monopoly, the long board. But I kind of think they went this version because they wanted to kind of give off that homemade chocolate bar look for Chocolatopoly, which makes sense. And all of the spaces are chocolate bars, just different colors.
We're gonna see it in 2022.
This one was a very rich game when we played it the first time.
Yeah.
We were getting sick off of it after a while.
You know, we were up that whole time.
Florida-opoly. This is a fun one. Did you play this one?
Yeah.
I think so, yes.
What the heck?
I haven't played so many games, I can't remember. We played this one after we came back from the vacation.
It was the conclusion to the summer flashback.
Yeah. This one was fun.
We reviewed it when we got in Florida and then played it when we got back.
Yeah, we came back and played it. Big fun. I remember that now. Okay.
Florida Keys.
Yeah. Sunburn. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I hated that space. I kept landing on it. Yeah. Pay $200 all the time.
Come back to that next year. Not really. I'm not feeling that at this time of year.
Hunting Opoly.
Did this for Father's Day.
This was for Father's Day game, and it was a fun one.
Take a shot.
Kind of, sort of should have Hunting Opoly followed by our this following Baconopoly. It kind of has that, that manly feel with Baconopoly as well, Just saying.
The manly Opoly.
Yeah.
All right, the U.S. Opoly.
Along with this one here, U.S. Army in the Navy when we had Army Opoly. We did this one. I like this one because it was just made very strong.
This is Masterpieces, not made for this.
Yeah, this is made by the Masterpieces Gaming. Very strong, very well made game. I loved it. It caught intense instead of hotels and houses.
Recent one on the channel.
Zombieopoly. One of the more recent ones from the Halloween Spooktacular. Kind of a creepy, scary one. They had the scream. Are they called screams?
Screams, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're called screams. Screams and something else.
Boxes of Flesh.
Boxes of Flesh and Screaming Human. That's what it was. Yeah.
And then those screams were carried over to Boo-opoly.
Yeah, Boo-opoly. We also had the screams in it as well, along with the
Haunted Houses.
Haunted Houses, that's what it was. Which some of the characters from some of the things from Boo-opoly was carried over into this. Not Boo-opoly, but Zombieopoly was carried over to Boo-opoly. Which is kind of neat to see some of the throwbacks to it.
Mm-hmm.
I am losing my voice.
Our last Opoly coming up soon to the channel for Christmas.
Snowman-opoly. This is going to be a fun one. Not to be confused with Frosty the Snowman. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see exactly how we play this. What in the...
No cheating.
Okay. Noses and eyeballs. Interesting.
Cool.
I'm guessing that's what that is, like the hotels and houses. This is going to be interesting. I can't wait to see exactly what all this is. How this works and everything. That's Snowman-opoly. Basically not Monopoly, but just snowman themed. Okay, another card game.
Uno Splash. This is the ones that the huge stack was.
This is the Uno Splash. This is basically Uno, but you're able to play it close by water. They're waterproof. It has that cool traveling clip, which I loathe because you can't get the cards on and off comfortably without really bending your cards and such. So we have that. That's a fun one. It is a fun game. It's just got a translucent look because you're able to play it's plastic cards instead of paper, so it's waterproof. So you get wet, you can just wipe it off and continue playing. Which is really neat. So yeah, Then we have Monopoly Deal.
Wanted to go with Scrabble Slam over there.
Yeah, it goes along with that style gaming where they put Monopoly games in a card.
Board games.
Board games in a card form. Card game form.
It's got like Clue card game.
We have Rock, Paper, Scissors, which is a classic in our channel. We like to play that a lot, just to play it for fun. You've seen it before several times. And we have Why First, because second place is the winner instead of first place. Don't think we actually played this one.
But we've had it since the beginning.
We've had it since the beginning. We just haven't broke out played it yet. And I would like to see exactly how that game works. Mm-hmm. And then we have Old Faithful, Monopoly, Cash Grab. I believe it's called Cash Grab.
It's like the Chuck E. Cheese ticket shooter.
Yeah, basically, you just have a big mess on your hands when the game is over.
Mm-hmm. And just imagine everybody, oh yeah, okay, I gotta go now.
Yep.
After your
game's over. Well, look at the time, I gotta go. Leaving the mess behind, but that's that.
That's been this year, and then there's like Zombie Dice. It's a dice game.
There's a couple other dice games that we haven't pulled up. We got Pick Your Poison right there too.
Oh shoot! Part of the party games.
Part of the party games. Pick Your Poison, which is a fun one where we were just picking out what our. I guess it was the one that we would choose over. It's more or less like a would you rather type thing. Never See the Sun Again or Live Without Music. You know, which one would you choose? You know, pick your poison. Which one? You know, type of thing. So that was an interesting one. See, that's another one we have to come back to and see what other cards you pull out and pick.
But that's been this year's board game collection.
Yeah, we're already at the end. I cannot believe it. We made it to the end. I thought for sure we would be in this all night.
Yeah. Over already.
My throat's so sore from talking so much about all these different games.
Yeah, over here's cleared and went to the other side. It shifted sides.
Yeah, so it's behind me now instead of on Dawson's side. Yeah. Wow.
Can't get out of the room now.
Well, we can, but you wouldn't be able to open the door very much. Anyway, this concludes the collection of what we have, and I promise you, this is probably not all we're gonna have for the year's done.
Oh yeah, you still got the rest of November and December.
It's just what we have as of to date.
Honestly, we should move it to like January 1st, so it'd be a whole year's worth.
Yeah.
Because you still got December, which more games come in December, and the rest of November. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, how many more years? How many more years can this go? There's gonna be eventually just like way too much.
Yeah, there'd just be no way of doing a collection video like we're doing here. You just have to get logos and just swipe it across the screen.
1 minute long of just going. Here it is. You can't do it like we did in the past.
Yeah. Here's our collection. It should be all digital instead of talking about it because this much here, I'm almost out of my voice. Wow.
Whew.
Gotta get some water.
But tired than what Monopoly does. It's took more energy.
Yeah.
Monopoly's longer. So that's that.
Yeah. What a heck of a stream we've done so far. Just talking about our games we have in the library. What are the viewers saying? Are they there? Are they talking? Are they
They're gonna just chilling through all that.
Still
Trying to process it.
They're probably like, what? That many games? What?
Yeah. 2 hours and 45 minutes.
My word.
That was about 2 hours extra.
And we were going fast, too. It wasn't like we were slow at all on this.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you right there.
The other one was 1 hour and 21 minutes. So we went over by an extra 2 hours there.
I try to go keep a pace up. I mean, we were moving fast.
That shows you how much more games have been added when people compare. It's like, wait a minute, 2020 was only 1 hour and this was 3 hours. What the? Shows you how much it's grown.
Yeah. Our collection has grown a lot.
We'll see you next year when it's 6 hours long.
Have to break up in parts if it's that long. Might have to just do it digital if it's that long. Anyway, but yeah,
That's gonna do it. Next time you see us on the channel, we'll be having the Thanksgiving special, Thanksgiving special.
Yes,
coming up on the 13th. So stay tuned for that.
We're excited to see Gerald back.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting to see Gerald back again and bring in the Thanksgiving festivities in the channel.
Going to be better than last year. Kind of like how the Halloween Spectacular was.
Yeah. This is Thanksgiving 2.0 for next year, or for this year. And then, of course, Christmas is also going to be 2.0 because last year we just started everything up from Halloween on. So everything just keeps getting bigger and better as we go.
Which, oh man, when you continue, everything's always going to be 1 year off. Like, everything else could be like 2 years, and everything else would be 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like those are the official start, though. But yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it.
So anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that
bell.
And if you're on Twitch,
follow us on Twitch, U_ME game, and you can chat, interact with us, and be featured in the YouTube videos, and be put on the viewer board and the leaderboard. Tell us what your favorite game was in this collection. If you have any suggestion for us to play, and leave it down in the comments as well. Shoutouts.
Daily Spartan, Lawn Ogre 2006 or 2000 or just Lawn Ogre. I don't know if you know anymore because he keeps changing his name. Fatal_Gaming with an 8. Kane, California. KHLX9. Where are you at? Sleuthful. Later Twitch board as follows. Kane, California at number 1. Still the champ. Biting at the heels of Kane, California. Literally and figuratively is Fatal_Gaming with an 8. And then at the bottom, sadly, is KHLX9, and our moderator is
beating
also
up the moderator like that.
But yeah,
we'll see you in the Thanksgiving.
In the next one. There's only one thing left to say. Don't get bored.
Play a board game
or board games in our sense of this channel.
Yeah.
This video.
Somebody go through and count how many that was. Put it in the comments. You'll get pinned. Pinned and shout out.
A lot. Anyway, we'll
see
you all in the next
Thanksgiving
one.
Special. Bye-bye.
Thanks viewing special. Bye-bye.
Another one down.
Oh, my throat's hurting. We gotta put all this away.
Not it.